Hello, hello, and welcome to our break from Emerald Glitch. We're going to be running a one-shot tonight of Battletech to give some of the crew a break. And I will be your GM tonight. Hopefully everything goes well. If not, you may blame Tyler or somebody else. But yeah, we're going to play some Battletech tonight. And today with me, I'm going to go around the table to start us off, and we're going to introduce the player and a little bit about their character, not much, but just a little bit. And we will start off with Clockwork.
Hi, everybody. I'm Joe, also known as Clockwork Tuba. You can find me on Twitch, YouTube, and all the socials under that name, usually doing cozy games on Twitch or playing RPGs. Tonight, I am playing Eugene Boxcar Fürstenberg, which is why everyone just calls him Boxcar, who is a ex-Lyran military MechWarrior working for the company.
All right, moving over to BiggRigg.
Hi, I'm BiggRigg42. I've got a small YouTube channel where I go over the nitty-gritty rules of some Battletech games. Tonight I'm playing Billy, who is a military police officer and used to be a journalist, but he stopped that because he's bad at writing. He's very much the opposite of Judge Dredd when it comes to police officers. So.
Yeah?
That's about all you need to know. Opposite of Judge Dredd.
Professor?
Hi, I'm CJ. I also go by Professor Otaku online, anywhere that matters. I do a YouTube channel where I talk about giant robots, and got myself in trouble last year because I talked for 2 seconds about Battletech in a 10-minute video, and it seemed to have made a lot of people very angry. Well, joke's on you, because now I'm here.
All right.
I'm not explaining myself. I'm playing Show Burnout Zama, a former Capellan, now currently gun for hire, who got shanghaied into military service and found out he was really bad at it. But they let him keep the mech anyway because everybody who got him into this gig is dead now. And if you understand what joke I made or what reference I'm making with the character name, you get a free internet point.
Now I'm curious.
I'll tell you after the show if nobody gets it.
All right. And T-Rex.
Think about it, because now I have to introduce me. Hi, I'm T-Rexosaurus or DJ. I'm so many things. You'll see me around. I'm also on Emerald Glitch. So yeah, I work with Rough Magic Games. We run games. I play games. Here I am. I'm playing a game today. Today I am playing a renegade warrior called Banquo. Also, if you get who my character is referencing, you also get an internet point, because I thought that Red was going to get it and he didn't. My character's name is Banquo. He doesn't talk about his past very much because everybody that he used to know is dead. And now here we are, gonna see what happens next.
By the way, folks, if you do get who my character is referencing, please tell me, because I was just randomly rolling stuff on a list, and if that actually ends up being a reference to something, that's fantastic.
That's perfect. All right, so our characters are members of a mercenary company known as the Immortalis. The Immortalis had been doing several contracts in the Maric Free Worlds League when news came out that Victor Steiner Davion had been making a call as moves between him and his sister start to get tense in what will be known in the future as the FedCon Civil War. Currently, though, it's just maneuvering and moves. Many mercenaries have started moving towards the mercenary planet, the Mercenary Star known as Galatea. If I mispronounce these things, please forgive me. I pronounce them my own way, usually.
I will never know.
You're an accent.
Now that's the way that I say it too. So
that's right.
The end is reverse silent. It's not in the actual name, but it appears in when everyone says it.
I'm not.
It's Galatea.
Okay. All right. Good. So, Galatea. So your company has been making several jumps. In the Battletech universe, jump ships can only travel about 20 to 40 light years, something like that, before they have to recharge their batteries and then make another jump. So getting across the universe takes a long time. Your company has been on a 40 jump trek to reach the Mercenary Star and has just jumped into system. The dropship that would take you from the zenith point where your ship jumped in to the planet will take a 12-day journey in system at normal interstellar travel speeds. You have boarded the Prosperitas, which is your jump ship, and if I remember correctly, I had said that it is a Fortress class, which is very similar to a Union class, so it's a big spherical drop ship with multiple legs on it. It can hold several battle mechs and several personnel. There's approximately 248 of the Immortalis crew who has been put on to this dropship. Now, the dropship is on its way to Galatea to join in some games that will be played there, and whoever shows the best in the games usually has their choice of mercenary contracts. But our story isn't going to start there. Our story is going to start one day into your journey. We start our scene in an office room. It's a briefing room. Billy is sitting there with his newly acquired rookie, and they have been going over for the last 24 hours as people packed and prodded on, going over the different mercenary gangs that they may be facing on Galatea, as well as going over what will be expected of the Immortalis and how they perform, and what laws and regulations will be imposed upon that. The officer that is going over this with you, Lieutenant Sabrina Wiggins, dismisses you for the moment, and she says, "Billy, just for a second, can I speak with you? You may go, Toby. We don't need you."
Yes?
So, do you think he's going to do well?
I mean, he'll get it eventually. He seems to be correctable.
Well,
And he's on a ship with us. We can't just, kick him off on some rando planet. So I think with enough training and time.
well, we've got 11 days to get him up to snuff. Do you think that will be enough time?
I think it'll be enough time for good enough.
And how are you feeling about the Mercenary Star?
Mercenary Star? I've got high hopes. What, you have concerns?
Well, the mech gangs are very concerning. They've been rolling around, attacking people at random. Civil unrest is at an all-time high. Dispute between Victor and his sister Katina is causing all kinds of problems. Not to mention, with the clan invasion just coming in, nobody really knows what they're going to do. Are they going to stick with their word and stay in their containment zones? Or are they going to break that? I've heard they're honorable, but they also did just attack out of nowhere.
Yeah. Only time will tell with the clans. At this point, I mean, we're in a dropship. We can't really get new people. If we get rid of current people, there's just less crew we have to work with. So I say, let's just work with what we have and do the best we can and see how it goes.
Yeah. What do you think about the unrest on the ship itself? I know some people have not been paid and
yeah,
requisitioned.
some people just disappeared when like if we drop by a planet and get a little shore leave, like they don't come back. It's the rationing slips have been helping. I think the most loyal and best of our people will stick it out for one more contract. But if we don't deliver on this next contract, we'll play. I can ask around, see how things are going, but I think if we just promise people to hold out, the good cash is coming, and keep those ration slips going.
Well, things have been escalating, but nothing that we can't handle so far. Yeah, just keep an eye out. If you're starting to see something, I mean, today we had somebody who was killed, and that was disturbing.
It was quite disturbing.
But, well, keep an eye out.
Yeah, I hadn't seen anyone killed with a chair before. That was, I mean, not in real life at least. In the hollow vid, sure, but.
Well, we'll take care of that. That's not something that you need to worry about.
Okay, good.
Process.
I didn't really like that chair anyway.
Fair enough. If you see anybody else in the department that you think might be better than the recruit, if you decide that the recruit is unworthy, let me know.
Okay.
And I know that you've got a poker game to get to.
I do.
Try not to lose all of your ration slips this time.
Oh, no, I've been studying.
Very, very well.
Don't tell my friends, but I got a book on poker I've been reading. Various techniques and whatnot.
Well, that sounds like a good thing. She will start packing up her materials and stuff like that and let you go. And we will fade to black on that as you head towards the area where you are going to go to your poker game. As the camera pans back up, we're in the reactor rooms, deep in the belly of the Prosperitas. Steam, the heat is pretty intense here. A young woman, Master Sergeant Fliana Holder, is working on parts of the engines and everything like that. And she's looking towards you, Banquo. I'm sorry. I'm just not going to be able to make the poker game tonight. I know that we all do this regularly, but that asteroid that we hit coming out of the jump to Dinabala really put the Prosperitas in a lurch. You know how sensitive the Rantex can get, and if you don't get them in order, we're going to fall onto Galatea rather than land, if you know. And the Cap, that will put him in a mighty foul mood. I mean, I don't know why Simmer Dontron didn't thought that quad round tax would be good for the Prosperitas. She kind of puts a hand lovingly on the hole, and she's like, we won't let you fall apart.
I just kind of smile at her a little wryly and say, you don't have to blame everybody else. We all know that you care about this ship.
Well, who else is going to keep her flying?
There are other mechanics, but I understand. I'm sure everybody else will too. You're not the only one keeping this ship in the air, Fliana. Or maybe you are.
She leans forward and she's like, I don't think they care for her like I do.
Yeah. Can't say you're wrong.
So, as you can see, I'm really busy, and I'm sorry that I won't make the game tonight.
You got any extra rations? I'll see if I can get Russell up some extra grub.
Maya took most of my rations in the last game. But if you think you can pay off, she'll hand you a couple of slips.
You know I'm bad luck, though.
Well, you think you're bad luck. I don't think you're bad luck.
And I just chuckle and turn around and I start heading out. I'm gonna let her get back to her work.
Okay. And she will continue working as you make your way down to the poker game. We're gonna move scenes again, this time to Clockwork, who is in his bunk room. And as a mech warrior, you don't have to stay with a lot of the other people. You actually have your own room yourself. What does your room kind of look like here? Like, is it messy? Is it clean? Is it well tidied? What kind of a room do you keep?
So it's normal. It's one of those things of, it's that mid-level where Boxcar used to be a military man, so everything was kept with precision. It's been 5 years since he's been mercenary, so it's the habits are starting to fade. There are things that like you can see the creases on the sheets, but the bed isn't made kind of situation. His little note computer, or his little computer in the corner where he has to do whatever forms or anything he has to do as a sergeant is kind of in disarray. Like that is the everything's laying up right now. No one can really see anything because the lights are all completely off until the door opens. At which point he hisses. He goes digging into the little cubby next to his bed and pulls out sunglasses. He goes, cut it out with the lights, because Boxcar has TDS. Transit disorientation syndrome. Every time we do a jump, Boxcar loses his lunch for the next half an hour and then spends 10 hours hating life. And we've just done 40 jumps in a row.
Standing in the door is Marley Matoya. Marley is a lower level Aztec who works with the computer systems on the Prosperitas as well for the Immortalis in general. She's standing at the door. She was like, I just came to check on you. Like, that last jump was really rough, especially when we hit that asteroid.
I thought that was my head hitting the wall. That makes more sense.
Well, nobody expected it to be caught in the low gravity that we were going to be jumping into.
The ship doing okay?
Well, the Prosperitas seems to be pretty good. The techs are working on the engines to make sure that they're going to be good.
Is Bob, my mech, doing okay?
Yeah, it was all strapped in as far as I know. Your sergeant, he is taking care of any repairs that are going to be needed. But I just wanted to make sure if your stomach is doing okay, because I know how you are.
My stomach hasn't had anything in it since... What time is it? What day is it?
Well, it's the day after we hit. We're just passing first rotation, and of course, you didn't really have much to do today, so you didn't work on rotation, but we're still 11 days out from planetfall.
Oh shit, I got pokered. The plus side, I haven't been using my ration slips for the past day.
Well, that makes sense. You know, you could spare some for somebody who keeps your computer running.
You're just mad that I got extra pudding rations. Here, and he goes right leg through, and then he hands them over, like the little the bright pink dessert rations.
I'm just surprised that you beat Maya in her game.
I don't win ever. The fact that I won is probably why we got hit by an asteroid. All the luck got sucked into that one moment, and then we got hit by an asteroid.
Well, I'm not going to blame you. But I'll let others know that is what you did.
Oh, of course. Thank you. Now, need to shower for like half an hour. So go.
All right. I'll come back to check on you later. Just making sure.
No. I go. It's been too long. We'll check on Bobcat after this, and then I will be at the poker game. Does I forgot the S6 name. Sorry. Is she part of the game or no?
Marley? No, she's not a part of the game. Maya put the game together amongst several people. Maya's a very outgoing person. She's very bubbly, cheerful, somewhat optimistic. Always looks on the brighter side of things.
She's the extrovert who collects introverts.
Yeah, exactly. She's an extrovert that collects introverts. Yeah, like Pokemon. She put the game together because she really likes family and friends and spending time with family and friends. And the poker game hasn't really grown. The people here in the game, they're all in the game. Maya's in the game. Some people want to get into the game, but of course, only limited hands can happen. But there has been some other games that have started up because of Maya's poker game.
So yeah, Boxcar will grab his shower caddy and head to the nearest like washroom. Again, sunglasses are just staying on. He's like it's the equivalent of the person you know who suffers from migraines, and the day after a migraine is over, they're just like not functional. That's pretty much what he's doing right now.
Okay. So you head off to the showers to get ready for the poker game. We're going to move over to the professor. You are walking down a hallway when you see a person that you know, Daryl Harrington. Daryl is a person who acquires things when things need to be acquired. And you have decided that you wanted something acquired. And you see him in the hallway when he kind of nods over towards a door. He's being followed by one of his normal people who help him in his activities, getting things that are needed. And he will walk through the door and kind of hold it open, waiting for you.
Kind of quick, head on a swivel and just trying to be cool about it, but Burnout is never cool. But if we work on irony here, but yeah, so gotta slip in there. Hey, Daryl. What are you doing?
So I got it. And he hands you a small package. You're in the bathroom of one of the areas of the crew quarters of the Prosperitas. The man that he brought with him seems to be watching the door and basically telling people, bathroom's broken. Try the next one. Whenever somebody comes around.
I just need a shower. Oh, God, I'm fine. Trump.
Hi. That's all right.
He hands it over to you. He goes, this wasn't easy to find. Luckily, we have a layover in Dambola. Or else I possibly wouldn't have been able to get it for you.
If I had to ask you for it, I know you're the guy to do it, so I'm not stuck out here on just memories and a wrench and a half-built bike. It's fine.
So he'll hand it to you and everything like that. Now, it is up to you on whether or not you want to tell us what that is, or not, or you can save it for any opportune moment throughout the adventure to just go, oh, I acquired this. And it could be something you want to be secretive. It could be something that you want to be nefarious. It could be something that you want to be helpful. But I'm going to leave it up to you on what you want to do with that.
I think I'll just kind of lay this out on the line for the sake of the camera. If you take my meaning, what Show has in his hand is I made the reference to the bike earlier. So Sho used to be a racer on a planet called Bison Well, and that's where he got kind of shanghaied, and basically his life got turned upside down. And this is the last time he was ever caught on camera actually riding or racing his motorcycle. We are on. You said we were. Oh gosh, where's Galatea?
Lyran, it's in the Isle of Skye.
Yeah,
it's in the Isle of Skye.
It's far away from the Capellan Confederation. So finding something like this is like finding. I don't know. It's like finding an old VHS of Sailor Moon in a Goodwill or something. You know, it's like this is. It shouldn't be as hard to find as it is, but oh boy, howdy is it. Most people would have just jumped. So extreme sentimental value to him. And
he's like, well, you know, if you need anything with the rationing and stuff like that, business has been good, but you need anything. Once we hit Galatea, I'm gonna be able to pick up more stuff.
I it just kind of pokes his fingers together awkwardly. It's like I don't have a lot of stuff that I need. I mean, at this point.
But you can't fault somebody for trying to pull out more money.
I don't blame you one whit. I'd do it myself if I had any actual needs that weren't being met by this mercenary company. Like, man, I should get up. Maybe.
Well, I figured you'd want it. I didn't know if it was something you wanted to keep hidden, so sorry about the whole clandestine, shady stuff going on, but of course,
you got a reputation.
The last thing I need is the cops breathing down my neck.
It's expensive to get things in space, I get you. But no, this is important to me.
All right.
I greatly appreciate you, and I imagine that we made this deal for ration slips.
Yeah.
So I pay him, I pay the man.
Necessary.
Put a little extra something in there just to.
All right.
You know,
he'll take the ration slips and he's like, well, as you're doing business with your Burnout, sorry to take away from your poker hands tonight, but I appreciate it.
Did anybody actually win those? Because I've never seen me do it, and I've never seen.
I do all the time. She's like flush most of the time. I mean, she never misses a game. There's a reason. It's good for her.
Wheels are turning like. Oh.
Right. All right. So we will leave that as you all get to start working on getting ready for the poker game that is getting ready to happen. And just for our audience and everything like that, for those who are not acquainted with the Battletech universe, as Professor was talking about, this up here would be where the Lyran Commonwealth would be. This right here would be Galatea. Earth would be somewhat around here, Terra. On the other side here would be what is known as House Davion, the Federated Suns. These are an interconnected group, Steiner Davion as they call them. And currently there's a civil war that's going to be brewing that will split them apart. You have down here, you have House Merrick and the Free Worlds League, which is a very free worlds, independent areas and stuff like that. The Pelican Federation is right here, which is a very militant state. And then the large portion up top here would be the Draconis Combine. So when they were talking about how distant it would be, you're looking at Steiner versus Capellan. It would be pretty far away where Burnout used to work or used to live, all in general.
Used to be worked.
Right. All right. So we're going to go ahead and fade from all of this, and we are going to move to the poker game itself. As you all have kind of coalesced. The only people sitting at this table are the four of you. Maya hasn't shown up yet. well, there's the four of you and then one other person, sorry. The other person's name is Liam. You don't really know his last name, but he has been a regular at these games as well. Well, I'm not really sure if we should just keep waiting for Maya to show up. I mean, like, we can just deal out, start playing. I mean, it's not to be funny, but I think it would probably be better for us if we just started playing. I mean, she usually is the one that wins.
Has anybody heard from her?
How late is she?
I haven't heard from her at all. About this time, Owen McDowell, who's another regular at the game, shows up. And he goes, well, Maya isn't going to be showing up with us. She got arrested.
Whoa.
She killed some dude on the crew deck.
Do we all know what Billy does at this point?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I didn't want to bring it up. I thought it'd be kind of a downer and we're here to have fun, you know?
Well, just to let you know, BiggRigg, you didn't know because you've been in briefings all day. You don't know who is the suspect, who's the murdered. So this is actually the first time you're hearing about it too.
I really got to work on being informed about these things.
Is that just something y'all do up in here? Like, y'all occasionally just kill each other?
Each other? No. Other people regularly.
Guys, you know I'm pretty lax about the rules around here, but when it comes to murder, you're not getting off with a warning on that one.
He must have deserved it. What did he do?
Well, I don't know. Supposedly, she just went into his room and killed him in the middle of the night.
Okay, well, has anybody asked her why?
Well, I mean, I didn't think about it. Like, they were taking care of it. They caught her and they arrested her, and she'll be tried once we hit Galatea.
Can you get us into the bridge?
Doesn't really sound like her.
Oh, let's turn music off.
Billy?
We're going to have to investigate this.
Can you get us into the brig?
Yeah, I can get us into the brig, but not now.
All right.
Can't do it. I can't do it now.
Why can't you do it?
Yeah,
I got to beat your guys' butts in poker.
Okay, I take the little
priorities, huh?
Slam down 2 ration slips.
I take the little pile of ration slips in front of me. I'm like, I've won one hand in the 6 months I've been playing poker in this game.
And that's how many you're gonna win.
I split the pile I have in 2. Half of it goes to Billy, half of it goes to Liam. Congratulations, boys, you've won. I stand up and I'm like, let's go.
Yeah,
What?
no, I think the murder takes precedent. Just a thought.
We gotta play at least 1 round of poker. We always play at least 1 round of poker every week. We can't stop.
Okay. Boxcar looks Banquo and Burnout in the eyes, gives a nod. We sit down. He deals out hands. He immediately takes his. I fold. Stands up.
I fold. I stand up and I pat Billy on the back really hard. Come on, man.
Well, this blows, and then at that point, both Liam and Owen get up and leave, somewhat disgruntled. Liam and Owen have always been kind of jerks anyways.
They're accountants. They're dillwads.
Pretty much.
How are they not the ones that got off, right? Come on, let's go find out what happened.
By the way, as we're walking, let me rephrase this. 2 super non-important questions. One, is Burnout part of my lance or the other lance that's currently on the ship?
Burnout is a part of Baker Lance like you are.
What do you pilot?
Since everybody has a B name, and you wanted to nickname this Plan B or whatever it is, I was like, Bakerlands, you're all a part of Bakerlands, or at least the two MechWarriors.
Makes sense.
What kind of lance is Bakerlands?
Bakerlands is pretty much a standard medium, I would say a medium battle lance.
Okay.
Most of the mechs are going to be mediums, maybe a light in there, and maybe a heavy, but you're not going to be looking at like assault level mechs in Bakerlands.
I piloted an Enforcer 3.
Okay.
I figure it's going to be really easy to get autocannon ammo in this part of the galaxy. So I
yes.
Absolutely. All right.
But as we're walking out, I kind of shoulder check Burnout and be like, I'm looking for. Oh, I just made myself sad. Enforcer 3, Arthur's. Random orbit. The place that Arthur Steiner Davian was killed at, that kind of set this whole thing off, was the planet where they make the Enforcer 3s, and he had just been gifted one the day before he did his big announcement that got him killed. But I shoulder check Burnout. I'm like, I'm looking for a model of an Enforcer 3. I got the rest of Baker set up in my quarters somewhere, because I'm painting model. I'm finally getting around to painting the models now. I'm not puking my guts out. So if you get an eye on getting a loan of the models when we get to Galatea, you let me know, okay?
Absolutely.
So you all decide to head off. I think at this point we're about an hour in. I think it's a good point for a bio break as we get ready to question Maya and what happened. If any of the audience would like to win a copy of the Shadowrun 6th World Edition Core Rulebook, I think is what we're giving away. Is that correct?
Yep. That is correct.
Please drop a hashtag RimPC in the comments, and you'll be entered at the end of this for a chance to win this. So go ahead and drop your RimPCs, and we will see you in about 10 minutes when we pick up with our investigation. All right, welcome back, and thank you for sticking with us. So you have left the poker game, and you are deciding, one of you reluctantly, but the rest of you very, very together, are deciding to figure out why Maya, this bubbling, energetic person who's happy-go-lucky, would have murdered somebody on the Prosperity.
Maya was an aerospace shock, right?
She was an aerospace pilot, yeah. Okay. She flew CAP for a lot, which is like Civil Air Patrol. Like they do patrols around the ship, especially when it's like charging, so on and so forth, as well as any battles in space that would be needed. She was one of, I think the Fortress has 4 aerospace fighters.
2 points. 2 lances, or whatever they're called.
Yeah, 2 lances. So that was the air support for the Prosperitas heading towards Galatea. Where would you like to go? What would you like to do? Go ahead and discuss your plan.
Yeah. Boxcar will turn to everyone like, I don't know about you all. I want to hear from Maya first.
Same.
Okay, sure. We can go talk to Maya first if that's what everybody wants to do.
Who else would you? I mean.
Well, hang on, wait. We can talk around first, get some information about, like, more of what happened. Like, who got killed? Let's learn some stuff first and then talk to Maya so we kind of know.
Maya will also know who got killed.
Hopefully.
Yeah, it's a little weird going up to a murder suspect and being like, we heard that you killed somebody. Who was that?
And up to your friend and saying, hey, we heard you killed somebody. What's up with that?
Yeah. Okay, I want to... I want to go talk to my boss and find out who got killed first, and then talk to Maya. But if you guys want to go talk to Maya on your own, that's cool.
Can we get in the brig without you, Billy?
Oh, right, from the brig. No, you can't. Okay, I'll take you to the brig. Let's go to the brig. We go to the brig.
We don't know. We don't even know what happened to the body in question. It could have been hit by a chair, for all we know.
Yeah, you're right.
What? What's going on?
Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to make an investigation check to determine whether it's better to go talk to Maya first or to go get some more information before I talk to Maya.
Okay, so we're going to do our first check, and I'm going to teach people the game of Battletech as we go along. A check is basically how you do any type of action in this game. This one is going to be based on a skill. So what you would roll is 2d6. You would add your skills level as well as the linked attributes to that. And if you beat the target number that your skill has, which usually it's 7, 8, or 9, then at that point you succeed. So it's a very simplistic system. And when you wrote down your skills or on your skills, it has the target number written right there beside all of them on what it is. Sometimes there are modifiers. This is a pretty easy check, so I'm going to actually give you a +2 to this roll in addition to your normal rolls. So go ahead and make your roll.
Yep, so that's going to be 2d6 plus my skill of 3 plus my link mod to 0, and then +2 because it's easy, so 2d6 plus 5.
Yep. All right. So margin of success, 2. Perfect. So margin of success is how much you beat the target number by, and will determine the quality of said success. One thing that you know, Billy, is like, if you're going to visit them, like this is a pretty small ship. Unlike on the jump ship, there isn't like a separate area where you have like the bullpen where everybody's at and a separate area that would be the holding cells. It's all going to be in the same vicinity. So you know that you'll be able to talk to your lieutenant or whoever the desk sergeant is at the time, and be able to talk to them as well as potentially get into either a visitation or an interrogation room. The only problem will possibly be is bringing civilians to the interrogation room. But you could talk them into it.
Right. Okay. So guys, here's the thing. I can't just, like, it's not standard for me to just take you into the brig and be like interrogating people in there. But I might be able to make an exception. You know how I like those. So I'm gonna have to go in. You guys go outside the brig. I'll go in, see if I can work my magic and get you guys in. Sound good?
Sure, why not?
Yeah, I've got a boss too. Yeah.
We'll lean over to Boxcar like, what's it?
So
Okay.
you all make your way up to one of the upper decks. A fortress is a spherical dropship. So down at the very, very, very bottom is the engine rooms where the reactors are and everything like that for the engines. In the section right above it would be where your mech bays and your mech storage and stuff like that. Then above that would be all of the crew and complements and storage facilities, the aerospace launch bays and so on and so forth. And then at the very, very top would be, of course, where the command center and that kind of stuff is. The brig is on deck 4, and you'll be able to go up there. You'll have to wait out in the hallway as Billy walks in. The desk sergeant on duty right now is Leonardo Barber. Sergeant Barber is not necessarily a by-the-book kind of guy, but all in all, he is not ranked like you are. You're a master sergeant, and he is just a sergeant. So you do at least outrank him in this situation. Like, hey, Billy, I thought you were off.
I mean, I'm never really off. You know how it is. Crime doesn't sleep, you know.
Yeah. Well, and I guess with Maya and the brig,
Yeah.
Canceled.
Yeah. Look, about that. I need to question Maya and stuff, but I don't really know her too well. And I got some friends who know her a lot better than I do. And I think Maya might be willing to like open up to one of them.
Want to do a poker game with her?
Me. Yeah, but I just feel like there's this little tension between us because I beat her like all the time. And like I keep taking all of her ration slips, so I don't know how much success I will have. I can be bad cop. I can be bad cop with her, great, but I need a good cop. And I feel like one of my other buddies in the poker game could be a much better cop than me, and we can do the good cop, bad cop routine. But it's just a visitation. Prisoners are allowed visitations every once in a while. You think
I guess it won't hurt. I mean,
I can roll 2d6 on my acting skill and to convince you.
Saying this to his face.
He's having a normal one again.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Typically, when I run role-playing Cs, I do a punctuated die roll, which is basically we're going to role-play for a little bit to determine modifiers, and then we're going to punctuate that with the roll to determine whether you swayed them one way or another. So let's go ahead and give that roll then.
Okay.
And I think, the good cop, the bad cop thing, that was pretty good. So I'm going to give you a +1 on top of that.
So, yeah. 3d6 plus 3 for my skill level, plus 1 for the mod, 0 for my links. Let me roll.
Ooh.
Wow. Okay. 5 successes. That's really, really good. He's like, you know what? You're right. Everybody needs a good cop.
Yeah.
Especially when we're all bad cops.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Oh, man, you're not a bad cop.
Well, I mean, when I'm interrogating, I'm pretty intimidating.
Oh, right. Yeah, of course.
Got to give them that 1, 2.
Yeah. All right. So I turn to I turn to the B team. I'm like, all right, you guys go in. You're friends with her. Be all friendly, like you're on her side and whatnot. I'm gonna go talk to my boss real quick, and then we'll meet up, and then I'll go in with the bad cop. Sound good?
Sure, Billy.
So we're going to start off with the rest of the team in the interrogation room as Maya is brought from her holding cell into a room. Now, this is a very classic room. Only a single table, a few chairs. There's enough for the for the 4 of you, plus 1 chair for Maya. Of course, there is that mirror on the back wall, which you all know is probably something back there recording, and there is actually a camera inside the room as well. So all of those are going to be, the clues, of course, that this is going to be overheard by whoever or recorded and so on and so forth. Maya comes in and...
Don't sit down. Sorry. I want to be on the wall that the camera inside the room is on.
Okay.
Suggested.
So,
Yeah, I'm trying to be in as blind of a spot as possible, and I just kind of like lean against the wall. And I want to be clear, I'm a big dude. Scary looking. But I want to walk past and be like, I'm the good cop. Anyway.
So, yeah, you'll be... when you walk into the room, they haven't set this room up very intelligently. In other words, the camera to the room is on the same side of the wall as the mirror. So when you go to kind of hit that corner, you actually are invisible to the mirror as well in that corner. And you're not sure if that was intentional because you see a little bit of marks on the wall that makes it seem like somebody could have been roughed up in this corner and not visible to anything, or if it was just incompetent in their ability to keep this room secure. But you're taking advantage of that as you go against the corner and sit there. When Maya comes in, she lights up seeing you all. And she does start to cry a little bit, and she does run kind of like tries to get towards one of you to give you a hug, and the gentleman's like, no contact. And he kind of pulls her back and then sits her down and then cuffs her to the table. And she has the shackle that he has basically cuffed to the table, so that she can't, not like she could go anywhere on a dropship anyways, but so that she can't maneuver as well. And she just kind of sits there and sobs for a second or two. And then he will leave.
As soon as he's gone, I take out, what do they call it here? My military communicator. I set it to broadcast only, no receiving, receiving only, no broadcast, and set it to like just the frequency for what's currently going on with Cap, like them like radioing in and double checking that like constant background noise, and I underhand toss it over to Banquo to hold against the mirror to foul up their audio recorders as it's resonating through the mirror.
Makeshift white noise generator. Very clever.
Yep.
So let's do a skill roll on
We've
that.
never gotten out of a break before, we know it.
Right. So I don't have your character sheet up.
That's okay.
Correct. What skills do you have that this could be? Sensor operations. I think this is close enough to like a sensor operation, knowing how sensors work and stuff like that, that I could allow that skill to be used.
Okay.
So the target number, as you can see there, is an 8. Your level is a 3, and then you got zeros on both of your link attributes. So you'll get +3 to this roll from your level. Your target number is 8, and you're going to roll 2d6. And I think this is very clever use of sound against glass. So I'm going to give it a +2.
Okay, so then when I'm clicking on the mod section here, am I adding a mod to 5 or 2, or is it leaving me change that? Doesn't look
it does not allow you to change that.
Okay.
So we're just going to have, I don't know how they do mods on this. I don't know if you click the die and it's going to ask you for any extra modifiers. One would hope. I didn't.
It does not, but that's fine. It just means that my margin of success is a 4, not a 2.
Yeah, that's all we'll do. We'll just adjust margins of success when we give additional margins. So margin of success of 4, yeah, you'll be able to foul up anything that's in there. You will also note that nobody comes in when you do this. So either they're not monitoring and hearing it, or they haven't noticed it, or you're not being recorded.
Okay.
You're not really sure which.
Maya, what's going on?
I didn't do it.
Okay. Well, what did happen?
I was asleep, and the police came in and they arrested me. They searched my room. They took my service revolver, and they brought me here. They questioned me. They questioned me for about an hour, and they said that my service revolver was a match for the weapon, and that they took down my alibi, and they kept me. They showed me all this evidence of video footage of me walking into his room. I was nowhere near his room.
Whose room?
His name is Mateo.
You said previously that we all kind of know each other here, and especially the 200, like now 46 that are on the ship. So who do we know who Mateo was? At least where?
Mateo was a low-level Aztec in the engineering department. Okay. He sometimes worked on. He mainly worked in the maintenance bay on First Company mechs, but he wasn't a lead tech. More of an Aztec, which means assistant tech in the Battletech universe. So yeah, he was just a low-level Aztec. Nobody really of importance at all.
Why would anybody want to kill him?
There's the questions.
So you don't remember any of this? Mine.
No, I went to the mess hall around the time that they said that he was killed. I was sitting there eating, reading a book, and just kind of relaxing. I just came off a cap. There was really nobody in the mess hall at all. But they said that I was never there. But I was there. They said they had a witness. They said they had video footage of me going into his room. They said my service revolver was used.
Well, that's all stuff you can check, though, right?
Did they show you the footage?
Yeah. It was me.
Huh.
But I didn't go near his room.
Did they check you for gunshot residue on your hand?
No,
Of course not.
it's not a powdered, it's a laser pistol.
Oh. You got heat bloom on your hand then? He said, trying to make something up.
Did they smell ozone on your hand?
Come on, man, give me something.
Well, that was actually the GM going, oh shoot, I forgot about gunpowder residue. Yeah, well, let me change.
I thought that since you said specifically service revolver, that it was in fact like a six-cylinder revolver, but like...
So yeah, we're going to change this to a laser pistol. Bypass the GM faux pas. Its entire
I'm
plot.
looking out for you, bro.
All right, so yeah, so it was a laser pistol, so there was no residues to really check.
How many of the same make and model laser pistol is there probably on this ship?
Quite a bit. Billy,
standard issue.
A pulse laser pistol. So yeah, laser pistols can be, auto pistols, laser pistols, pulse laser pistols. These are common pieces of equipment.
Yeah.
Of different ways that handguns can be made. And most people's service revolver is typically whatever sidearm they had when they joined the mercenary company, rather than something that is given to them by like a standardized military.
GM, can I be watching the interrogation from with Lieutenant Sabrina as this is going on?
Sabrina isn't watching the interrogation.
Oh wait, what? Can I be through cameras or through a two-way mirror or something?
Not if you're going to Sabrina, so you'll have to catch up with them as they come back out.
Okay, right. I did say earlier I was going to Sabrina, so I wouldn't. Okay.
Even if you were watching, you wouldn't catch any audio because they have
right the thing. I just want to give them some information about the game system. If any of you have the interrogation skill, that skill does several things. One of which is bluff check. So you can just be like, "Is she lying?" Rolls 2d6.
Gotcha.
Yeah, there's standard checks just like in any role playing game to be able to.
You can if you don't have the skill, you can do it untrained.
Yes. So
Sure.
Moving back into the thing.
Maya, look me in the eyes. Tell me this wasn't you.
It wasn't.
No. We're gonna go to the ends of the earth, to ends of this earth and all this planet and all the other earths out there, to fix this. But I gotta know. This wasn't you.
I did not do this. I mean, yeah, I have killed. Sometimes you do that in war.
You're
But
part of a
murder?
room full of killers.
Yeah.
I didn't do this. And if you do want to make a check, this is going to be a +5 because you all know Maya. This does not sound like her at all. She is being very sincere. And she is not in her normal bubbly persona, bubbly, nature. She's sunken. She's distraught. She's on the verge of tears.
So, fun fact, one of the reasons I gave my character the call sign Boxcar is that I always loved that name for double sixes. The reason I point that out is I just roll double sixes.
There's an interesting thing in Battletech in the RPG. If you roll double ones, it is an automatic failure, okay? Usually results in some sort of a fumble or faux pas, depending on how malicious the GM wants you to be, okay? If you roll double sixes, you get to roll another six-sided die and add it to. If it comes up with a 6, you get to roll another six-sided die. And you get to roll another one all the way up until you hit 30.
Only one player do that.
Only if you hit a 30 is it finally a critical success, which I think is kind of skewed because it's so much easier to fumble than it is to crit. But it is what it is. All right.
So that ends up being a 21 total on this check.
21 total is amazing. Yeah, no, there's no way in the world that this woman did what she is being accused of. She is telling you the truth. She was in the dining hall, and there was no one around. She did not go into his room. She did not do any of this.
Okay.
The other thing I want to note to everybody as we're playing, Edge. The Edge attribute is rarely rolled. Some GMs will use it as like a luck trait and make you roll Edge or an Edge check to see how lucky you are.
To do that.
I don't like that, so I don't do that. But what the Edge can be done is kind of like in Shadowrun, it can be spent, what they call burned, to do things. If you burn an Edge point before you roll, you get double the number of Edge points you burned as a modifier to that roll. Okay? So if you spend 1, you'll get a +2, so on and so forth. You can also do this against someone who is acting against you to give them a double negative of what you burned, to give them negatives to their rolls. You can also burn Edge after the fact, which is what I always suggest doing, not burning before, but burning after. But then it's a 1 for a +1, 2 for a +2, so it's not the doubled because you didn't do it before. But you can also burn
edge yourself in.
Yeah, so you can edge yourself into a success or edge somebody out of a success when it's an opponent. But you can only spend it once per. You can only burn Edge once per roll for one thing, and you can also burn one Edge to just reroll your dice,
Okay.
or to force a reroll. If I remember correctly, the force a reroll is the one that I questioned. But I know you can reroll it.
So
now, you are unlucky. I can do these things to you.
Yeah, you have fun free dice to use against me.
But I think this is very important to the plot, so I'm not going to make you unlucky at this point.
I appreciate that. So Burnout and Banquo know Boxcar. You guys have known him for a bit. Something changes with him. And it goes past the mill. Like if you guys have known him for 5 years, you've seen the military like standing slowly, like bleed out of him. It goes past that, past military to something else, something deeper. He stands up full height, stares down at mine, and says, "Calm. We're going to get you out of here. I just need you to be strong for us for a little bit, okay?"
There's something else that you may want to know.
Go on.
I told the cops this because they're using it against me. Somebody was using the communications arrays in my room. They think that I'm a spy for the Draconis Combine. That Mateo may have found out about it, and the motive was that I went to silence him.
Okay.
I hadn't been using it, but I did notice that it had been used. I did think Mateo was the one who did it. I did confront him at one point, and I did yell at him about it. And they're using that as evidence that I wanted to kill him.
Okay.
I didn't do this.
What did he say when you confronted him about it? What was his excuse?
He said he didn't know what I was talking about. He said he couldn't access my room, but I know he was in my room. And I know he accessed my comms. I had video of it, but it is gone. I didn't confront him out of the blue, but I didn't have enough evidence to bring it forward, so I kept it quiet.
Where was your video stored?
It's a hidden camera in my room. It's in the alarm clock. But when the police got it, it was erased.
Okay.
And we're going to fade away from you all because we've been with you and Maya for a little bit. And let's move over to BiggRigg, who's talking with Sabrina. When you walk in the door to her office, it's a small office. It's very nice, tidy, in and out pile. Of course, the in pile is bigger than the out pile because you're overworked, and that's just the way it is in a department in a small mercenary company. Especially when you're understaffed and people have been leaving due to rationing and so on and so forth. She was like, I thought you had a poker game.
They just gave up and gave me their money because I'm that good.
Okay.
One of them saying they want to play this weird game called the Tau, and I swear, you can force an opponent to re-roll with edge, but they don't always believe me. Anyway, let's get back to the murder of suspect. What is up with this murder? What do we know?
I guess Maya is a part of your poker game. Yeah, well, she murdered a Aztec by the name of Mateo. We have her service revolver. Wounds inflicted were of a laser type, non-pulse. It is a standard laser pistol, not a pulse pistol. It had a depleted cartridge, or the cartridge had been
Power pack.
or the power pack had been fired. We have video of her entering his room and then him entering right before the murder happened. We have video of her leaving the room. She gave us an alibi. There was no video to support her alibi. The place that she said she was empty the entire time. We have an eyewitness that said that she had yelled at him and threatened to kill him. And she said, you had better watch out because I will get you. When you sleep, you will be gone. Sort of deal. And yeah, so it seems like a pretty shut and dry case. Plus, on top of that, her communication array had been used several times to make encoded messages that seemed to have been going through hyperpulse generators, but was addressed to areas within the Draconis Combine.
It's too easy. Look, I beat Maya a lot, and she's not that smart. She's easy to beat in poker, but she's not that dumb. Like, I feel like she cheats occasionally, and she does a pretty good job of hiding the fact that she's cheating. And if she's that careful at hiding cheating in poker, I feel like she'd be more careful at hiding a murder. It's weird. And you know how, like, I like to check some things. Can the videos be altered? Like, you know, AI and videos, the deep fakes that are going around.
Well, yeah.
People make those.
But neither one of these people are qualified to be able to do something so malicious and deep. Like, that would take a lot of skill in the computer industry, or in computers, to be able to fake the video, erase videos, put videos in. She had said that she had a camera in her room. We even checked the camera, and the camera it didn't have anything on it.
All right. Yeah, so those things can all be adjusted.
True. But I mean, this is some pretty damning evidence.
It is pretty damning evidence, but still, I think we should. So it's possible that this evidence has been, what's the word I'm looking for here? Faked. She could have been framed just based on how blatantly, like, she would have been more careful if she went to murder this guy. It could be a framing. I want to look into that. Mostly because if she's guilty, I can't keep getting money from her in poker.
I can't spare a detective for the next 11 days to be able to do this. As long as you make rotation for your training, if you want to take this on after hours, but I'm not paying for it.
Okay, but well,
you go ahead.
Mia's already paid for it. With all the money I get from her in poker. So. Well, and she'll pay me more if she happens to be innocent. Because she always loses in poker to me.
Well, you have my permission to go ahead and look into this, but after hours.
Okay, after hours.
Rotation so that we can make sure that we take care of what's needed to take care of.
Okay.
All right. And she'll let you leave at that point. She will give you a case file, which has most of this information in it. Are the people in the interrogation room, are you done asking Maya questions?
I think so.
I would like to just one little weird thing.
All right, go ahead.
Being that I have dealt with the Capellans as much as I have, I'm extremely paranoid about people being drugged into doing their stuff against their will. Can I make a med tech roll to see if she's been...
If she shows any signs or after effects, especially since this happened recently, dilated pupils, stuff like that. Now I'm going to say this is kind of a hard check, so I'm going to probably give you like a -2 because you're not able to do blood work and stuff like that, and it has been some time.
It's a long bomb, but if we can eliminate the impossible, the only thing that remains is the improbable.
Right. Would you like to burn some edge?
You know what? I'm just gonna.
Yeah, you rolled a 1 and a 2 on that one.
Yeah, I'm just gonna let that one sit.
Okay.
As a reminder of my own hubris.
All right.
Sorry.
So, any other questions for Maya? Because if not, we're gonna go ahead and have everybody reconjoin. But we're gonna start. We're gonna do a break before we get into the heavy investigation part of this. Is there any other questions you want before going into the break?
I really wish we could have seen the body.
You can check out the body when we get back from the break as you all start to do individual lines of investigation on the different clues that you have. Okay?
That's right.
But for right now, we're going to go ahead and take a bio break. We're going to take like a 10 to 15 minute break. If you would like to win a Shadowrun 6 World Core Rulebook, please make sure that you drop a hashtag RIMPC in the chat, and we will enter you to win. We will be making that roll later on. But for right now,
Even if you don't want the core rulebook, put it in the chat anyway. You get your name on a big spinning wheel. It's really fun.
Yeah. And Tyler doesn't even put a lose a turn on there. I mean, who figured? It's a wheel. It's got to have that, right? But still, needless to say, we'll be right back. Y'all have a good one. Hello, and welcome back. Thank you for sticking around. We have just got done with questioning Maya on what she remembers from the murder and where she was and gathering some clues there. Our detective has gotten the case file for the actual investigation itself, which seems to be a shut case. But our crack adventurers have decided that it's not so cut and dry as one would think. So you all have gathered back together. We're going to say that this was in the interrogation room again. Maya has been escorted out and left, but the room is still available so that you can all talk in semi-privacy, thanks to the makeshift noise generator that was created earlier. And I'm going to let you all decide where you want to go next. In this part of the adventure, we are in a very free form. Where you want to go is where I will take you. So it's less structured, just to let you know.
Okay. So, the file.
So,
We've got Duff.
What is it? Is it a thick file? What's going on there? Can we see, like, are there stills of the images or?
There are stills of the images in there from the
security
video footage.
Yeah.
There's also I can't remember in Battletech if there's like a hollow disk or if they're on discs or if they're on chips or what the specifics are on that. It is discs. Okay.
Yeah.
There is a disc of video files in there. Yeah, laser disc. Like
the
big. Yeah, there's discs in there from the footage as well. There is not really a good ballistics report in here because we're dealing with an energy weapon and everything like that. And the signatures really, I don't think the energy weapons would have a distinct ozoning or signature, except for that he was killed with this type of an energy weapon. And that just happens to be the service revolver that she has. There were fingerprinting done on the revolver. Hers was the only fingerprints pulled off that revolver, or off the laser pistol. There is the eyewitness statement in there as well. And basically all the clues that she had given you, all of that is in there. Information on the communications that were sent, what times they were sent, so on and so forth.
Who was the witness?
The witness's name was Allison Fitzgerald.
Do we know that person?
Yeah, like what's their position on the ship?
You do not know that person, but they are part of the cargo bay crew. So people like that work in the loading docks, stuff like that. Particularly a forklift operator in the loading dock.
Where did the confrontation happen?
The confrontation happened in the hallways outside of Mateo's room.
Okay. So I look at my my communicator, which is being held to the glass, and go, "Can I borrow someone's communicator quickly?"
Hands over.
Take Burnouts. I will call up Montoya and just be like, again, back to the camera, just so that no lip reading today, and just call in and be like,
"Did you use all the ration slips already?"
Yes and no. More importantly, can you check something out for me? I got into a debate with a friend of mine. Burnout will not leave this go. Somewhere, he says that he was getting food in this mess hall at this time. And I say that he was someplace else, and he keeps on ducking me on this. Can you just do me a favor? Can you check the logs to make sure the food dispensers were activated that time so I can just rub it in his face?
I'm not lying, I say, counting over.
Food dispensers?
Yeah. It's a mess hall. He says he got I think whatever Maya said, which I got a drink or like whatever drink she mentioned.
You want the camera footage from that?
No, because he keeps on talking about how he knows all these shady friends that can manipulate camera stuff. I want to know a way to get around that, and I know that the food dispenser log would be the something he would forget because he's a moron.
I mean, food dispenser logs could be changed too, but yeah, sure, I guess. Like,
perfect.
What's my cut? I mean, you lost all my rations. Like, I'm gonna have to tighten the belt tonight.
I gave you extra pudding today.
That is true. I do like pudding.
You get my dessert for the next 11 days until we hit Galatea.
No, we're friends. We're friends. I'll take care of it. Don't worry. I'm going to say her skill is a 4 in this, with a +1 from her links. I'm going to allow you to roll it so that if you want to edge this, or if I want to unlucky this, we can go with that route.
Looks like it's 10.
10. Okay, so yeah, that is going to be a that's going to be a 3. Because I think the target number on this one, oh no, this one is a complex, so this would be 8. So that's on a 2 margin of success. Do you wish to edge it further to get more information, or do you want to keep it the way it is?
What are we looking for in the realms of formation? Because I only have 3 edge. So is 1 going to give me substantially more information?
+1, yeah. Now, of course, edge does come in handy, very handy in combat.
Yeah, and more than general things of if I bump this up by 1, is that going to give me substantially more information or no? From the realms of where like the TNs are, in general.
3 players to the game, I'm going to say no. I'm going to just let you know as a GM that no, it's not going to give you much more.
Then
you would have to at least burn 2 to 3 edge to really bump this up on the amount of information.
Yeah. Especially with you floating the unlucky edge above my head that I gave you, so I can't really be complaining about this. I'm not going to burn this on this stuff. Yeah.
Like that dark cloud hang over you.
Yep.
Sword of Damocles just.
Exactly. Okay. So yeah, he was there. And she will get you a log of that time period of the food dispensaries actually dispensing food. And I'm just going to say, for the sake of it, that Maya had said what she got.
Yeah.
And that was the dispensary, proving that somebody was there, even though the footage was falsified, or seems to be falsified.
And then as that file kind of comes over the notepad, I put it on the table and then it's a reminder, kiddos, they never check the food dispensary.
It's very clever.
Thank you.
Cleverness.
As soon as you mentioned that there was no one in the mess hall, my brain was like, "Oh, we're doing this. I've got a computer tech on phone call."
It's very good. It's very good. I love it. All right.
How easy would it be for us to get into either the morgue or Mateo's room, like the actual murder scene?
Well,
for Billy, not hard at all.
Okay.
Because he is investigating.
Okay.
Imaginary keys.
Saw that. That was good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Digital imaginary keys.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So we can. That's not something we're going to have to call in. Probably not have to call in a favor to get.
No.
Billy could probably walk you through. Billy's already laid the groundwork with Sabrina to get him investigative authority on this.
One thing I'd like to do is get my hands on the footage of Mia murdering and see if I can do some computer skills on that to see if it's been faked, if there's any AI alteration going on there. Figure out what skills such a person would need to do that, and then ask around and try and figure out who on this ship would have the skills to falsify this evidence. So get the evidence, which is going to be computer stuff. Use my computer skill to figure out if that computer stuff falsified the evidence, and then ask around at the people, figure out who has those skills to do that.
So
that's my plan.
This is a complex action, and complex actions can take a little bit of time. Running that down would be, and it's going to be rough. I'm going to tell you right now, it is a -5 for anybody to try to discern that this has been falsified. You already have the footage, So you can make the roll, and if you wish to edge for it or something of that nature, you may, obviously.
Okay. Does anyone else have a computer skill? No?
I make big stumpy robot go big stumpy robot and shoot. I have all of those skills.
My computer skill is entirely dedicated to making sure I'm streaming fit.
Okay, I was going to ask if any of them could assist me.
But speaking of that, in the system, can we toss Billy edge either before or afterwards for this? Or is...
Normally, from what I understand, no, from what I have read. But I don't mind because we're team working, just like we do on Emerald Glitch. We allow people to toss each other edge. We will allow the tossing of edge. I will not make your unlucky toss onto somebody else, though. That is
okay. That's a much better. That's the important thing to ask.
Yeah.
All right. That might be legal according to the rules. I don't know. I would need time to read it calmly, but
that'll be something I'm going to
I sped read the rules, and it doesn't look like it's obviously forbidden.
Right. Yeah. So I will allow.
Okay. So, yeah, I'm pulling up my skill. So we can either burn edge before, we burn 1 point of edge before, that gives us +2 to the roll.
Yeah.
Or we can burn 1 point of edge after the roll and just do a reroll.
Or burn after get +1s if you come close.
Yeah. Okay,
I always think it's better to wait until you see what you rolled, because once you've burned edge for one thing, you cannot edge again on that action. So if you burn edge before and then you roll and you don't even come close, you can't re-roll, you can't do anything with it, you're just stuck with what it is.
What's your computer skill at, Billy?
2.
So we're at a net -3. So max we can get is a 9.
And we need a 9.
We need a 9. Oh, good.
We need a 9, so it's 2d6.
So you have to
+2 -5 meter beat a 9.
So yeah, basically you need the Boxcar.
Oof.
Yeah.
That's essentially determined that this has been faked by looking at the food.
It may not hold up in the court of law.
Yeah.
Yeah. If we can determine that this has been falsified,
Also, to be fair, this does also mean that someone else is going around the ship and killing people. So while we might be able to clear Maya, I would rather clear Maya and stop the other murderer from getting anybody else, if that's helpful.
Yeah. Hang on. Sorry, I'm doing...
It's -3 total. Just 2d6 -3.
Yeah, it's -3. 12 -3 is 9. 2d6. So, yeah.
So we've got all of our pool of edge. So I'd say roll it, see if we can get close enough. If we can get into a realm of close enough, then we may all be able to shave off some to get you there.
Okay, so we're going to spend the edge after the roll.
Yeah, not before the roll, because especially if you could roll snake eyes, and then we're screwed.
It just seems like the worst way to spend it.
I'm rolling. And roll.
Okay, so you rolled.
All right. So the -5 comes off the margin, which means you're at -4 right now.
Can we each toss one edge into this to hit it?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right. Yeah.
All right.
So everybody burns an edge.
All right.
Now, in Battletech, gaining edge back is not something you would do during an adventure at all. You either have to spend experience for it. It has to come from something extremely clever.
It's old school.
Reward. It is really hard to get your edge back because it's an old school RPG. So yeah.
How does one?
But you have all done some very clever stuff, so I could see it happening sometime this adventure. So each one of you spins an edge, or burns an edge.
Is there
and
a way to quickly do that on the character sheets we have, or are we just keeping it
you
in
just
mind?
jump from your XP at the far right. I jumped mine down 100 points, and it automatically updated everything else for me.
Yeah, if you just modify the experience points, it'll do it. That's the only way that I've seen to do it.
Okay.
I just wrote a -1 under my edge. Okay, that's
How
cool.
dare you?
I got a pencil.
RPG. Pencil. Pencil beats computer, right?
honestly.
All right. So, it is not easy. Well, actually, I'm going to come back to that. You start working on the file.
Right, it takes time. I'm in my office doing computer stuff.
While you are doing that, let's go with the rest of the team. Is anybody else wanting to do something? T-Rex, do you want to do something? Is there anybody that you would like to talk to, or anything you would like to do?
Yeah, I do think it would probably be valuable to go. I got a friend down in the engine room. Would have known Theo. Might be able to give us some insight into what was going on with that. I don't know this Allison person though. I really feel like we need to find them. So,
Okay.
but there, yeah. How? So in terms of like the way that the ship is stacked, the engines are the lowest of the low, right? Just to recap, and then the like the bay where all of the cargo and things like that were coming in and out are right above that.
There's actually 4
Right
different bays. We have it all down there.
Right above that is the mech bays, where the giant mechs would be. Above that is mech bay storage, which is usually where you would find extra actuators, parts for the mechs, stuff like that. Then above that is like crew and storage compartments and so on and so forth. So you're looking towards the top parts, but where your specific contact would be is in the very, very bottom. Mateo was a mech tech, which is one level up from where she works. It was a she, right?
Yeah. Leona,
Okay.
she.
Yes. Leon. So yeah. She, though, being a master sergeant, is over a bunch of techs, and techs sometimes get switched between things, so there's a really good chance that she would know who Mateo is.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you're going to go do that?
Yeah. Anybody can come with me if they want, but I feel like it's a good time to split up, honestly.
Okay.
Walk around that way.
I'll go with you, so there's no one goes solo anymore.
Fair.
Not with somebody actually actively killing people.
I mean, I'd stick with Billy, so when he gets done doing his computer thing, we can go take a crack at Morg and.
Okay. So we're going to deal with the engineering team first. You all make your way down to the bottom of the ship. On your way down, though. I'm sorry.
Okay.
On your way down, though, out of the corner of your eye, Banquo. Gotta get to my notes of the description. Descriptions are important. They are things. Out of the corner of your eye, as you were walking down there, you see a larger, bald-headed person with a huge brown beard. Just like you glance them as they like turn a corner, and you get this sudden feeling of you know who that is. And I think you get what I'm putting down there.
I do. I know exactly who that is.
And you just, it's like in the corner of your eye, like that movement, but you have like an instant recognition. And then you turn the corner and you see a man with long brown hair. He doesn't have a beard. And he's opening up a door to a room. And he kind of stops and looks at you like, what are you looking at?
Who is this guy? What's he? What is the room that he's opening? Can I see beyond him?
It looks like a crew room, like just a normal crew room that somebody would live in. It is one of the private rooms, which puts him either like a master sergeant or somebody that would be not just one of the enlisted that's in a bunk area. You don't recognize him right off the bat. Maybe one of the new recruits, maybe somebody new that hasn't been with the Mortalis or Immortalis that long. You think his name is Cena.
All right. I have
Small crew.
Yeah, fair. I have frozen, and my normally like intimidating set face has got a little soft for a little bit there. But I was like, sorry, I thought you were someone
You're
else.
there, Banquo?
Yeah.
Looking over this person, what kind of togs are they wearing? Do they look like they're maintenance crew? Are they wearing like jumpsuits for
Fatigues. Infantry.
any unit? Oh, infantry.
I just make a mental note of this room for now.
And that sticks out to you particularly because Banquo is infantry.
Yep.
But I'm not allowed in
How-
that room, right? That's beyond my.
He's a master sergeant, yeah.
Okay.
But he's also a master sergeant that you as an infantryman on this ship don't know very well and haven't seen very often.
Mm-hmm.
How much infantry is on the Battletech?
Maybe one squad of 30.
Do you share that you don't know this person with a Boxcar?
Not right now.
Okay.
We got to move on a little bit further. It's when is it like, since it's taking us a while to walk, is it like a staircase situation? Are we going to a lift? Like, how do we move between the levels?
You're heading towards the lift, so say you're on the same level that the holding cells
Brig.
are on. The brig. Thank you. That's the word I was searching for. Old brain, right out it went. But yeah, it's on the same level as the brig. And there's a lot of people that have independent quarters on this level. The enlisted are like a level or two down usually, and that's usually where you are staying and stuff. But you need to get to the lift, and the lift will take you down to the mech bay, and then from the mech bay you make your way to another lift that will take you down into the engine rooms.
Yeah, it's a little cinematic. As we like get onto the lift, I say it to you kind of as we cross the threshold. So like just before we'll be like really in full view and capture of the lift cameras, which I'm sure are in there. And I just say, I haven't seen that guy around very much. Seems kind of odd.
Like, within the past day we've been in transit? Was he on the jump ship?
Or was he?
You'd seen him on the jump ship once or twice, but like it's not like that far back. Maybe 2-3 jumps he's been with the company, or at least suddenly showed up with the company. Maybe 2 or 3 jumps ago. Jumps take almost an instantaneous amount of time, but to recharge is usually about a week. At a zenith point, unless there's a recharging station or something of that nature to make it faster. So maybe less than a month that this person has been with the company. But your squad, your platoon, is the only platoon that was brought to the Prosperitas, and he was not a part of your platoon before you stepped onto the Prosperitas because you were in formation. He wasn't there
For this jump?
for this jump.
Oh, that's definitely significant. I would say, I mean, it's been, I don't know, a couple of jumps around, but he sure wasn't standing with us when we boarded for this latest one.
So he's not part of your platoon? The only
No,
platoon?
he is, but maybe he doesn't think he is.
He's getting away with it. That's a different problem. You okay?
Always.
Flick him in the forehead. Are you okay?
I just kind of... Cool. That's really funny. I just want everybody to know that in my head, Jason Momoa is playing this character. I'm like a very large and scary looking dude, and he just flicked me in the forehead. I just need everybody to have that in your head.
I mean, Boxcar isn't a tiny person in his own right, but yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
He's got that stupid MechWarrior confidence of the I pilot a giant Titan for a living, therefore.
Yeah, you think of yourself as a big dude, like a giant metal monster. Anyway, beyond that, now we're on the bottom level.
If you want to continue on, yeah. You will pass him in the hallway. He goes into his room. His room is pretty much nondescript as you kind of take a glance at it. You'll make your way to the lift and make your way down through the mech bay as techs are moving around, continuing to do maintenance, and make your way down into the hold where Master Sergeant Holder is.
You also will say, while we're heading down, I say, do you think we should have stayed and followed him? Or, I mean...
Remember, you've told Boxcar nothing about, like, he doesn't know who you thought that person was. He doesn't know anything. He just knows that you stared at a guy, then kept on moving.
Well, it doesn't matter because he's not who I thought he was. Couldn't be possible.
That's fine. But if he's not being part of your formations and not public, because you're still doing like exercise with your platoon and everything, your squadron, right?
Yeah.
And he's not there?
Well, he wasn't. Can I clarify? No, not at all, ever.
He was not in opening formation when you moved your stuff, because everybody would get into formation and stuff, check their gear, check their stuff, blah, 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 blah. All right, platoon, move out, get onto the Prosperitas. There was probably a training drill in the first rotation of getting to know the Prosperitas and everything like that, figuring out where the workout rooms and the combat rooms are so that you can keep your skills honed. He was not there for any of that. But he is wearing your platoon's fatigues. He is wearing your platoon's designators.
And I think his name is Cena.
And you think his name is Cena because you've seen him on the jump ship, but not on the drop ship. And he wasn't attached to your platoon at the time. Now, it's not unheard of that he may have been attached later on and he's a master sergeant and he has orders that you have no business even knowing, So it's not like unheard of to have a special squad formed that you don't know about, but it is odd.
If he's wearing Immortalis newspapers, then we gotta make sure he's okay. By the way, I've decided that the infantry designation is brass for red, so black and white and red all over.
I like it.
Got the joke.
That's good.
So if he's wearing Immortalis newspapers, then then you should know he's there. I mean, it's just there's a chance he's doing something special, but if he's doing a special secret mission, you don't walk around in fatigue for a special secret mission.
That's true. You wear fatigues to blend in, huh?
I will pull out my communicator, use the texting function, because I don't think they have texting function in the book, but screw you, Battletech. It's the year 2025 and we have texting functions. You have texting functions in 2063. And I will message to the other two of the B team and basically just saying, anything on Master Sergeant Cena wearing the infantry uniform, not part of Banquo squad.
I'm at a computer, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Could I take a break from what I'm doing to make a computer skill check for this information?
Sure.
Sure. All right.
Unless, Professor, you had something else, because I'm assuming that you're the one that would get the text.
Yeah, because I can do my best with what I've got. I'm really not great at computer.
It looks like I accidentally double-clicked, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And what's supposed to say? I didn't mean to double-click, but I did.
Mhm.
When the dice are telling a story and they want the roll to be this, dang it.
Let the guys tell the story. Yep.
Master Sergeant Cena's record is heavily redacted.
Ugh.
Heavily redacted. Like,
Suspicious.
feels like some sort of covert op kind of redacted.
And I don't have it in me to hack through that.
You don't have enough evidence or anything like that to read what is in his file.
Well, good thing I'm
Yeah.
not busy then.
Well, sorry, can you say that again real quick?
You do not have the rank or clearance to be able
Okay.
to read what is in his file.
Okay. So you're saying I gotta convince my boss to let me do it?
If you want to move away from the computer stuff, yeah.
No, I'll keep that in mind. I respond to the guys later. It's heavily redacted. I don't have the clearance to get to this. I might be able to convince my boss to let me do it, but she's more of a stickler for the rules than I am. So no guarantees, but I'm busy right now.
And I'm there too, so like, I can try, but
Yeah.
this fancy funny box in my hand, and I'm not really great with it.
And FYI, in the Battletech universe, we have note computers, which are basically like little iPads or smartphones. I like to imagine that mine is on my forearm and has a hollow projector. So I just kind of like, mine vibrates and I hit the button and then the message reads up in hollow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then I like to imagine I can just hollow type responses. That's how I like to imagine it.
I will say, if Burnout does mention that, like, this fancy box, I might be able to figure something out. I'll try.
Mhm.
Like, there is a solid 30 seconds of Boxcar staring at it going, we trust this man with a 50-ton war machine, and he doesn't know how to turn on a computer.
I know how to turn it on. I just don't know. Burnout's note computer, like, communicator thing is, it looks like it's been dunked in cigarette smoke. It's got that really awful yellow look to it. It looks like it belongs to an alien. It's weird because you've never seen the man smoke. He's got some decrepit piece of technology here.
Right. All right.
He's working for the Capella.
We'll
What do you
move
want,
back
man?
we'll move back to the reactor crew who is moving down to talk to Master Sergeant Holder. She will perk up from behind, like she like peeks up from like behind an engine casing. She has grease on her face a little bit. T-Rex, you want to go ahead and describe her general appearance since that was in your notes, not mine.
She's a younger woman, very ginger hair, sort of shoulder length, just like a very average looking person, but she's very bubbly, as you noticed, and she loves those machines. She's really good at them. Yeah. So how's it going down here? How are the repairs?
Oh, she's purring. She's going to work out just fine if we don't run out of fuel and die. But other than that, it's wonderful.
I'm gonna ignore that you said that, and I'm like passing her back her rations right now. Poker game was off today. You heard what happened?
No.
Did you hear about one of the Battletech mechanics was murdered today?
Murdered?
You didn't hear about it?
No, I've been here. What time is it?
I don't even know, to be honest with you. It's about an hour since the poker game was supposed to start. 2 hours, maybe? Whatever that was.
This is my third rotation. So...
Have you eaten? Make sure you eat something.
I don't think I've eaten.
Okay. You're gonna do that right after I leave here, right?
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, good. Okay. But this his name is Mateo. Do you know this guy?
Mateo was murdered?
Yeah.
Oh. He just got that windfall.
Say again?
Well, he'd been having a lot of financial troubles and everything like that, and then his uncle died and left him money.
Did he just announce this to everybody?
Well, he did buy us some extra rations. He was very pleased. And I mean, like, he was under it. And I mean under it. His wife left him. He was worried that he wasn't going to make it through. She left about, I don't know, 6 or 7 jumps back. He was pretty much at his brink. I was talking him off the ledge pretty much on a daily basis. And then his uncle dies and leaves him this money, and he was just head over heels, like everything was going to pick up. He was hoping that after Galatea that he'd be able to go and reconcile things with his wife. Like, that's pretty unfortunate.
So you said that you've been talking to this guy like every day?
Oh, me and the engineers and the Aztecs, we have our own game.
Huh. That's how you got so good.
Well, I do practice.
Anyway, did he mention anything about being... Wait, sorry, did you say something?
Oh, no, sorry, that was
Okay.
nothing.
I was like, wait, we didn't hear you. No, but you hear him say anything? Apparently he got dressed down by his by a superior, by Maya. So they say. Do you hear about
No, he
this?
didn't mention anything about getting dressed down by Maya.
Okay. You don't know an
I
Allison.
heard from what was her name? Allison?
Yeah. Do you know an Allison? She or whoever they are, they work in the docks.
No, I don't think I know an Allison. I mean, there's a lot of dock workers, but I usually just hang out with the engineers.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, is she a pleasant person? Is she somebody I should know?
I couldn't tell you. I'll have to let you know. She kind of seems like she might be. There's better out there for you,
okay.
you know?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate. I mean, everything seemed to be looking up for Mateo.
Huh.
Had a little more pep in his step. Which I thought was kind of odd, since his uncle died, but he said he didn't really know him. So it made sense.
Where was Mateo from? Do you know?
She will name a planet in somewhere in the House Merrick Free Worlds League. That he was a member of the Free Worlds League, or originally from the Free Worlds League.
Did we have Mateo on staff before we did our jobs in the league, or did we pick him up while we were doing the jobs down?
Yeah, Mateo's been with the Immortalis for a long time.
Okay.
Recently, of course, with not having contracts and doing all these jumps heading towards Galatea, things have gotten kind of rough. And for it to being gotten rough for Mateo as well, he had to have been with you for a long time.
Mhm.
Not somebody that's coming in with a fresh set of cash or anything like that. So while you contemplate all of that, we're going to move back to the computer team. That way you all can mill this over in your brain a little bit. All right. Whoever faked this is incredibly good. This is not the skills of somebody that just knows some stuff about computers. You think that you got really lucky in finding the glitch in the system that allowed you to unravel it. But this fake, it wasn't AI, it wasn't something that was computer generated, nothing you could run through an algorithm this was made by someone with extreme amounts of skill.
Bespoke
Device.
Overt
So,
kind of skills.
okay. So one question: the video of what was it? Mia, who's been framed.
Mm-hmm.
Mia in the video. Oh, Maya. Sorry, Maya in the video. Like, is that computer rendered or in some way, or is that a person in a really good disguise?
100% computer rendered.
Okay. Cool. I relay this to the team.
Yeah, if they're good enough to render out a person like that, they're good enough to erase somebody from video records too. Like,
yeah, erasing somebody from the video record would be easier than actually generating an image of someone.
If you're relaying that to the team, Boxcar will text back, can you see who's under it?
No. I'm saying no because the GM didn't tell me, so I assume it's no.
There was nobody under it.
I didn't see anybody under it, or I know there was nobody under it.
It was completely computer generated. Nobody was under it.
It was completely fabricated. Yeah, this guy's good. I want to go to my boss and tell her what happened and ask her why this, who was the guy whose information's heavily redacted?
Cena.
Cena?
John Cena.
Cena. I haven't seen this man. I can't see him. I'm going to ask my boss if she's... All right. Yeah.
Okay. So the two of you head to Sabrina's office. And you show her what you've seen. She's looking it over. It's like, who would have the skills to do this on our crew?
I'll have to ask around. Maybe it's Cena.
Cena?
Yeah. His file is heavily redacted. Why is it that redacted that much? And why do I not have the authority to access it?
So take a look at it.
I just love how in Billy's head, it's like that's the important part right now is I don't have the authority. No. I am film noir cop.
Right. So she will take a look at everything like that. Like, I don't know. I don't have clearance.
You don't have clearance?
No, I can't access this.
You can't, or you technically ought not to.
No, I cannot access this.
That's the worst kind of prohibition.
Can we get
The odd two you can work around.
Yeah.
But you cannot. I hate that one.
To the personnel files of the person who made the who was the eyewitness, Amanda last name.
Allison.
Okay.
Allison fake name.
You'll
Stacy
actually
fake name.
exactly. Allison Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald. The witness works on the loading dock. Has been with the Immortalis for quite a while, and everything like that.
Nothing in her jacket about being written up. Nothing. No bad financials. No nothing.
Financials. Now, there's a different story, and we're going to do a roll for this one.
She just had an uncle who died.
Ah, damn.
Who died. Let me see what skill would be good for this.
Rash of uncles across the Free Worlds League just falling dead.
I know there was a
Only
skill I
target
read
uncle.
earlier today that would be good for this. But let me find the character journals, and we are looking at Burnout. No, we're not looking at... Well, Burnout has computer skill.
Very little.
What was it? Was it Burnout that had it?
Good question. What are you
No.
looking for?
So you can do an unskilled check. And this is going to be an intelligence skill. Now, the way unskilled checks, so you're going to be doing this as an intelligence check.
Okay.
So you'll be just clicking the intelligence button. It'll roll the 2d6. It will add the 4 for your intelligence to that. But you get a -4 because you don't have the skill.
Okay, so my score is 4 in intelligence.
You need a 12 because this is a single intelligent or a single attribute test.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so this is not an easy test at all.
Can Billy Von Billy help me out here? So if I spend, well, no, I think I'd spend Edge after the fact to try and boost it if I get within striking distance of it.
Right. Or you might want to spin to reroll, or you all might want to pool your edge together if you feel that this is a very important clue or whatnot.
Yeah.
So you can go ahead and go.
Yeah, I'll just roll that.
You could also, yeah.
What I get? Oh. Well, I rolled a 6 and a 5.
So that's an 11. All you needed was a 12.
Oh, well.
So you are one away from actually succeeding.
I can spend my own edge, or does somebody want to throw me a bone here?
I still have my unlucky edge. Somebody else do it.
That's fair.
Unlucky is still hovering over my head.
I've only got 1 point of edge left.
How many
I'll
do
be
you...
down to 1 after this, so I can
No,
take it.
take one of mine. I've got 3. I've got
All right,
3.
copy
Yeah.
that, taking. So that boosts me up to you will do 12, right? Yeah.
Yeah, Allison had her sister died. She was under financial hardships, and then about 2 or 3 weeks ago, her sister dies.
Around about the same time as Mateo's uncle kicks the bucket.
Yeah, funny enough.
Fascinating. Furiously texting on what is essentially one of those giant old cell phones. Like,
It's got the big mechanical keys to the.
Text that to everybody like, hey, so here's a through line.
Huh.
I think whenever my note computer connects to another one, it does make the dial-up tone.
Oh no!
Not the old
Torture
motor
robots.
I mean, yeah. Like I'm talking like 80s like handset, like satellite phone with a big old antenna at the top.
Every time we get him a new one, he just breaks it. So this is the one that survived.
Man, it's not my fault. The last one comes forward for me.
That's the worst part. Is it's not his fault. The last one got shift over into 3 separate boxes and then he jettisoned out of an airlock, none of which he had control over.
The one before that, his mech stepped on while he was maneuvering it in the bay. Like,
Don't even ask me. Yeah, man, I put it in my jacket pocket, I leaned over, it fell out, and I didn't notice. At least that one didn't land in the toilet again.
all right, so you have gotten significant clues at this point. Are you all meeting up to kind of figure out your next steps, or are you staying separated?
I think we're at least Boxcar is going to try to get people to meet up, but meet up on the 4th floor near Cena's. Cena's whatchamacallit, stateroom.
Okay.
Do you think that he's gonna be there, or do you think he's gonna kill Allison? I said, pretend I said in Banquo's voice. Like, is Allison in on it, or is she?
I mean, she's in on it, but if she's in on it, is she in on it? And that's a good point. So then, yeah, I will. Boxcar will then message out to everyone, say, "You two put eyes on Cena. We're going to check on Allison to make sure she's okay. / crack her like an egg, and then we'll be up."
Cool. Did we get the autopsy report in the mission in the case briefing?
Yes.
Okay. Is there anything peculiar or suspicious about it?
Laser blast to the chest.
Okay. Just straight through or burn?
Burn, probably. It probably didn't go all the way through.
Especially we're on a spaceship. Everything is powered down enough that we're not going to accidentally put a hole in a hole somewhere and vent us.
So if we do get shot at by the the champion who we can't see, there's a good chance we might act. Got it.
Yes.
Wait, what did you say? I didn't hear what you said.
You cut out a little bit at the end.
Oh, sorry. I was just saying that if we do get in a firefight, there's a fair chance that we won't instantly get ashed or otherwise have superfluous holes put in us immediately.
Right.
I have a stun stick, which does fatigue damage, which could knock him unconscious, maybe.
The two of you from the computer investigation are heading to Allison, right? To get eyes on Allison.
Other way around.
To getting Allison.
Since we're already down in the bays anyway, we're just heading up to the cargo bay to find out.
And then the other two are going to try to go get eyes on Cena in the room or in the area that was described. Now, I'm going to say that in the time period, because I kind of want everybody together a little bit on this one. So in the time period of you trying to track Allison down, she's in her quarters, you go upstairs to try to get to her quarters, you end up in the same hallway. There's a janitor in there and everything like that, cleaning the hallway as you all kind of meet up briefly and everything like that. And the janitor walks off to the side, leaving his broom by his cart and stuff like that, when out of the blue, nothing touches it, but the broom just falls. And Banquo, you remember an old saying from where you come from.
Mm-hmm.
Broom fell, company's coming.
Mm-hmm.
And you all roll initiative.
Oh.
And we're going to take a break right there.
One quick rewind before we do that, though. On the way up, Boxcar would turn to Banquo and say, "This is a yes or no question. I am not prying into your past. Did who you think Cena was, would they have a cause for messaging the Draconis combat?"
I saw a ghost, Boxcar. He's dead. I know that for sure.
Okay. Understood.
And
Now.
So everybody will end up rolling initiative. When we come back, because I want us to come right into doing the combat at that point. But But before we take a break, make sure that you put a hashtag RimPC in the chat to be entered for a chance to win a PDF copy of Shadowrun 6th edition core rulebook. We'll be doing that drawing at the end of the show. So if you want a chance to win, this is your last chance, as I have been reminded. And so make sure that you put that RimPC in there. And we will hopefully see you all back in 15 minutes.
We're gonna die.
All right, welcome back. All right, so when we last left off, Broomhead fell, company is coming, and I asked the players to roll initiative. They tip their hands a little bit, and somebody gets a little bit nervous. Initiative in the Battletech system can be done one of three ways. We can have just a straight up everybody rolls initiative, which is just 2d6, that's it. Nothing else. Complete RNG on who goes first, when people go, and so on and so forth. We can also do what is called squad or team initiative, where a small squad of people, one person chooses to be the leader of said squad or team, and their leadership is added to their 2d6 roll, and that's for the entire group. You can have a tactics officer in there to add tactics to that if you want to, but I think for this one, we're going to just go with the straight 2d6 roll. So everybody, go ahead and give me a 2d6 roll. And I am going to take on the piece of paper and write you all in.
8.
Twinsy star.
8's my lucky number too.
If you tie, you will compare your reflex score to determine who goes first.
My reflex score is 6.
Mine is 5. So you're first.
Yeah, I'm first.
Good.
Yeah, those twitchy, I sit in a cockpit all day reflexes.
Right. All right. So, and let's see. Billy got a 9. Is that correct?
Correct.
So Billy is looking like the highest. And then we have Boxcar and Tara, and then followed up by Professor.
Yay.
And I'm going to give a quick little roll for Billy Bad.
No, Billy,
Oh,
good.
Billy's
You're right
over
there.
here.
Yeah.
Ooh. He gets an 11.
Use now.
Yeah, Billy good. Billy good cop.
I know it's rare for Billy to be the good cop. He's usually so intimidating as the bad cop, but
Okay.
Good cop, comrade cop.
you
At
tell
this
us
point-
nothing.
So the janitor had moved off to the side and just kind of left his stuff by the cart and everything like that. When he turns around, he has a laser pistol in hand. And at this point, you realize that this is not a good situation to be in.
He
He is
additional
going
to. Oh, he's the only guy.
He's the only guy you see.
Okay, thank you.
All
Does
right?
he look like the Master Sergeant Cena that we
He does
initially
not look like Master Sergeant
Okay.
Senior. No.
understood?
Either he has very good disguise skills. We have crossed over into the Shadowrun universe, and his AR is covering his actual appearance, or he's just not seen it. Yep. And the GM wanted to add a thug in here to make sure that you had a combat rather than just a 4-on-1 brawl.
No, but it's great when Noah could just bully and kick the BBEG.
That's right. That's right.
Favorite.
Okay. So his small arms is a +4 for his small arms. We're going to say that this is, since it's an enclosed hallway, there is some cover to be had. Now, to explain a little bit about how combat works, this is similar to some games where you have different types of actions. You have inconsequential actions, you have simple actions, and you have complex actions. And it's kind of like a tiered system of how much time do these things take. All right? Your insequential actions, you get 5 of them every single turn. You can use those however you wish. for minor actions that don't take hardly anything to do. They are also used in melee as your defensive reaction to melee, where you can use that to also possibly damage the opponent. So anytime you get into melee, there is two people that have a chance to damage each other if you're using those inconsequential actions for your melee. So it's always advisable to save some of these so that you have them, especially depending on how many combatants there are. Simple actions, you can take 2 of those in a turn if you wish. If you do simple actions, you cannot do complex actions. If you take a complex action, which is the only one you're allowed in a turn, you cannot do simple actions. So it's either 1 complex or 2 simples, but you always get the 5 inconsequential actions every single turn, okay? The other thing to note is movement is a type of action that kind of modifies these 3. So it can be an inconsequential movement action like walking, or a simple movement action like running, or a complex movement action like sprinting. But it's more of a modifier, and you can only take 1 movement action per your turn, basically. Okay.
Okay.
You have on your character sheets how many meters you move. The janitor is approximately 4 meters away from you. For many of you in your range, this is going to put you at short range, and short range is going to give you, I think it's a +0 on your target numbers when you're trying to hit them. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So we're going to start off, and now there is no like rules like you can only make 1 attack or something of that nature in a turn or anything like that. So this guy is going to be able to make 2 attacks. Seeing the 2, or see, we've got 2 MechWarriors and a burly warrior blazoned with weaponry, because you have like rifles and all kinds of different stuff. So we're going to take one of those shots at the warrior. I am sitting at +4 to hit you. My target number is an 8. You are not currently taking any type of action to move or anything like that. I'm going to consider you all to have been walking down the hall when all of this happens, so there will be the movement modifier. Like most games in the Catalan's Crunchy lines, there is huge tables of modifiers, and this is Battletech after all, so huge tables of modifiers is what we look at. So target moved is going to be a -1. There is a cart here, so I'm going to say that this area is going to be light cover because it doesn't conceal a lot of you, which is also going to be a -1. So he's going to get a total of a +2 to hit off of his 7. Or off of his, yes, simple action, right? 7. So he will roll a total of 8. Now, T-Rex, since you have edge and they do not, if you spend 2 edge, you will bump it to a miss. Do you wish to do that?
Last 2 edge, but I'm not gonna get shot right at the beginning of this combat. Absolutely, I dodged that. Because the broom tipped me off too. I was kind of looking for it, right? So
That's
I would be able to.
be surprised.
Yeah, I goodbye edge.
Okay, so you'll spend your 2 edge, and that will be a miss. Cena will then take a pot shot at Boxcar. This is going to be the exact same modifiers. So once again, rolling 2d6. Got a 7, so this one would take 3 edge to down to a miss.
I do not even have it, so I guess we're getting hit.
Okay. Now I'm going to assume you are a MechWarrior, and unfortunately, MechWarriors, their equipment list only has like cooling vest, which you wouldn't be wearing around because you had cooling vest, shorts, plasteel boots, stuff like that. So I'm going to go ahead and give you, say that around the ship, you would be wearing your fatigues and possibly, you know, normal gear like that.
Yeah.
Normally, what we do is we take the rating of the pistol, which I think is a 3E with 4 damage. The first part of this is your armor piercing. how well does this weapon do against armor? Armor is rated in Imbex, which is melee, ballistic, energy, explosive. And those are your 4 numbers because there are damage types. This is an energy type, so energy, and I'm going to say you have 4 armor or a standard kind of black vest type deal. All right, does that make sense?
That does.
Since this is a 3 armor piercing versus a 4 ballistic, you will actually reduce the incoming damage by 1. Because that is the difference between the 2 of those. So instead of the 4 damage that I said on the 3M, it only does 3 damage to you.
Alrighty. Is that standard damage?
3 standard damage. And anytime you take standard damage, you also take 1 fatigue damage.
Oh.
Okay? But your armor does absorb some of that. And since it wasn't 5, your armor doesn't degrade, because armor does degrade over time. You have to do 5 damage to degrade the armor by 1, and so on and so forth. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Now, Battletech is one of those games where you can go as crunchy or as thin as you want. So what I just showed you was the thinnest part of Battletech. This is us playing it at the thinnest part. There's bleeding checks, consciousness checks, hit locations, because you'll notice your armor covers certain locations. There's hit location effects, there's stuns, there's all this kind of stuff that can make the game more crunchy, but all of these are optional in the game. So it can actually suit whatever type of play group you play. Battletech will scale itself to fit your play group style, which I think is a plus in its check column of, wow, that's really nice. I like that it's scalable. Does that make sense? Now, since you got hit, you will be stunned. That is the stunned condition. And what the stunned condition means is that you have to spend a simple action to clear stun before you can take any actions. So it's kind of like every time you get hit, you're going to lose an action kind of deal. Does that make sense?
Yeah. It's about right for me getting shot out of nowhere.
Right, exactly. Well, I mean, you are the unlucky one, so yeah. Okay. So that was his action. We're going to move to Billy at the top of the round.
Cool. I'm gonna shoot him with my pulse laser pistol.
Okay. You're going to get a -1 from me for the cover of the area, but he was not moving, so you won't get the additional -1 for him walking around or anything like that. But you were walking, and since the attacker's walking, you'll get a -1 from that.
So that's a total of -2.
It's a total of -2.
All right, my skill level's 3, so that's a total roll mod of +1.
Yep.
I'm going to. Can I use burst fire?
You may use burst fire, and with the pulse pistol, it's a 0 recoil, which means there's no additional modifiers. But you can choose to shoot from 1 to 5 shots with this pulse rifle or with this.
I can. Hang on a second. I'm just thinking about how many bursts I want to do. I'm going to burst 4.
You're going to burst 4? Okay.
Yeah, burst. I'm going to write down.
And so you roll once for the attack, if I remember correctly. And if I remember correctly, the burst just modifies the damage. I think it's like +1 for extra bullets.
Yeah, it's weapon damage plus my MOS up to 4 because I chose to burst 4.
I forgot the MOS bonus. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which means that Boxcar, you'll take 1 more damage because I forgot his MOS bonus.
Oh,
yeah, that's right. Come on. No.
Boxcar will not be coming back for the season.
Okay, I'm just gonna. Sorry, my sheet's not wanting to pull up, so I'm just gonna roll 2d6.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine, and then we can add the modifiers.
Rolling dice. There we go.
An 8. 8. And then what was your total modifiers?
That's going to be 8 + 1 for a modified roll of 9.
Okay.
Target number 7, so we got a margin of success of 2.
Okay. So that will add 1 to your damage?
Yeah, my base damage is 2. But shouldn't that add 2 to my damage? Yeah. Because my MOS was
round down. It's 25% round down for ranged combat, 25% round up for melee combat.
yes, but burst fire doesn't divide the MOS by 4. It's just MOS.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the formula is base damage plus MOS up to burst fire.
That's fine. Oh, up to burst fire. That's what it does. Got it.
Yeah. So base damage 2 plus 2, 4.
And what's your armor piercing on this one?
Armor piercing, 3 energy.
Okay. And he has the 4 armor, so we're going to -1 from your range.
Okay. So he takes 3 damage.
So he takes 3 and then 1 fatigue, and he is stunned.
Cool. And I get another shot.
Yes, because you can take a second full action.
Yes. I'm going to burst fire for 3 this time.
Okay.
Now, because he's stunned, I believe he's slightly easier for me to shoot.
Yes, you are correct.
What is...
GM screen. Target is stunned is +2.
+2. Okay. So that's -2 + 2, 0, plus my skill 3, total mod of 3.
+3. Got it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Rolling 2d6.
That's an 8 in total, so you beat it by 1.
Okay.
And then a -1 from the damage still.
So that's 2 damage total to him?
Yep. And 1 more fatigue.
Cool. I shot. Can I take cover now?
As an inconsequential, you can
As
take
a-
a better cover if
yeah.
you want to improve it to
Can I
moderate.
walk? Can I walk to some cover?
Yeah, most definitely.
All right, I'll walk to some cover.
All right, so you're going to improve your cover versus him by hiding behind the little rolly cart.
One last thing. So I get 5 incidental actions, or inconsequential, as you told him. I walk for 1.
Yep.
Can I drop a mag of my power pack? So
Yes.
drop object.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's 2 inconsequentials.
Yeah. I'm not sure. Oh, load weapon is a simple, so I can't load it. I just dropped a mag. I'll have to wait till next turn to reload it.
Exactly. And that'll take
Yep.
your first symbol on the next turn.
Yep.
Okay. Moving to Boxcar.
Okay, so first things first, one of my symbols will clear the stun condition.
Got
That
it.
means I can only get 1 attack. Am I carrying my gun on me?
I would assume yes. I would assume everybody carries their firearms at all times in the Battletech universe.
Then I will
Loading for bear here.
in the face.
Maybe not like
So-
maybe not a rifle, like that might be kind of excessive. That might be kept in a locker, but personal sidearms, knives,
Okay.
stuff like that. Yeah, I can see that.
So my small arms is 2,
Yep.
+2 because I'm shooting at someone who's stunned.
Yep.
Then it's going to
Here's
be.
one
Do they still get the?
cover.
Yeah, -1 because he has cover. That's down to 4. Does the walking thing still happen, or is it just done?
Yeah.
So
If you were walking, it's a -1 also.
Oh, because I was walking. It's okay. So it's still just the +2 on the small arms. So we should roll that straight. Of course.
Now, that didn't have all the modifiers, correct?
That the modifiers cancel each other out. +2 from stunned, -1 from cover, -1 from walk.
Okay.
So that is how it is.
Do you wish to burn an edge?
I mean, yes, just to make you spend the unlucky edge. I will burn 1 edge to make that a success.
So the big guy shows up. I'll let you have your day in the sun against the bug.
Also, this person just shot me, so might as well.
Right.
First of all, how dare you? Second of all,
All right. So go ahead and get a reroll.
No, it's that I'm just doing the one to
Oh, to bump it to just a straight success at that point.
Actually, you know what? I might as well do the reroll because I just saw what numbers I rolled, so I might as well.
Yeah, because your number was real low. There you go.
Okay, so that's MOS of 3.
Right.
Magna
What is your armor?
500. Armor piercing is 3B.
Okay, so that's 3 ballistic is what it is. So we're going against his ballistic armor, which is a 5. So that's going to be a -2 to the damage. Okay.
Okay.
And then what's the damage of the weapon?
That's 5.
That's a 5?
Yep.
So with your margin of success, you will get... Oh, sorry about that. A little bit of a difficulty. Unfortunately, I kept playing while we were on the commercial and not realizing that we went to commercial. But I'll give a quick recap of what's happened so far. The janitor shot at a couple of people and everything like that. Billy and Boxcar took him out without hesitation. Right as Cena showed up on the scene, coming from a different hallway, and we are moving into T-Rex's actions at this point.
Before the end of my turn, I would like to burn some inconsequentials in order to move over and get some more cover, because I also got shot. I don't like that.
Okay, sounds good.
I don't like being shot when I'm not wrapped around in 55 tons of ferrosteel, believe it or not.
In Battletech, like, you see how quick these damage boxes go away.
Oh, yeah.
Cover in making those modifiers stack in any Battletech game. Modifier stacking is very, very important. All right, so T-Rex.
You said cover, and I'm about to go running directly towards the problem.
Cover
Going
is
into vibro blades.
yeah. But I think the first thing that happens, like, narratively, because before this is all happening so fast, I'm already gonna be drawing one of my vibroblades to have it in my hand. So that's a simple, or whatever the non-complex action
that's a simple action to draw weapons, and I'll allow you to draw both, like both hands draw, because you do have 2 of them.
I do.
That's
why I picked this character sheet too. Great. I pull both of them, and I was kind of picturing, like, we're walking towards this janitor. Now he's down. So where from my periphery is
a T'd intersection like this.
Yeah.
The janitor was right here in this hallway. And so like there's this T intersection, and you all like kind of came up and you were taking cover to like fight with this janitor who's firing at you. And from this intersection is where you get charged by Cena.
He's charging?
He's charging in with 2 vibroblades.
Oh, this looks like your problem.
Quad vibroblade action.
I'm
combat.
Yes, I'm gonna charge right back. Is that gonna, or can I like stand and wait for him to hit me and like brace to like attack him as soon as he hits
like
me?
Receive a charge kind of deal?
Yeah, as opposed
there's
to
no
like charge.
there's no real modifiers for like receiving a charge. Receiving a charge is just basically like, if you want to, you could hold your action, your symbols, and then use inconsequentials to try to do damage while he makes his attacks. Because you'll do an opposed roll, which will reduce incoming damage in the first place. And then once he's wasted his 2 attacks or whatever, you can try to come back at him, and we can have this little mosh going on.
Yeah, let's do that. I like that vibe. That I kind of sense him coming, and I just like turn around and face him full. I'm just like looking him straight in the face, waiting for him to hit me. Yeah,
sounds great. So at that point, Professor, you do get to go before Cena gets to go. So do you wish to weaken him a bit as he comes into Banquo's melee range?
Yeah, I'm gonna give him the old 1-2 with Magnum Auto Pistol, and by 1-2 I mean I'm going to aim, and then I'm going to fire, and then I'm going to hide.
Okay. So aiming, simple action. It's going to give you a +1 to your roll, which is good. You are taking a -2 from him basically rushing you. He does not have any type of cover because that hallway is not covered by the janitorial cart. So that is going to be a total of -1 at that point. So whatever your skill is with the small arms,
Yeah, and can I just use the check option in the weapon combat data thing?
You should be able to. You should just be able to roll it.
It's gonna be.
That's like clear.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, not done.
Never mind.
It even gives me the weapon damage because you used it next to the weapon. That's nice. Okay, cool.
I've used a roll 20 before.
I literally found this character sheet 2 hours ago. Or sorry, 4 hours ago. So you got a margin of 4, and I said that there was a total of -1. So that's going to be a total of 3 successes. So that's going to give you a +1 to damage there. You are using ballistic versus his armor, which is armor of 5 versus your armor piercing of 3. So that's going to -2 from that as well. So that is going to bring you down to 1 extra success, and you will do 6 damage to him.
Nicely done.
It is a lot. Since this is over 5 damage, it does degrade all of his armor rating by 1. So now his armor is weaker at that point. Because armor in Battletech does not last forever. And if we're not checking bubbles...
I mean, nothing in Battletech lasts forever.
That's true. Except for Battletech itself. Been around for a long time.
Except for war. War never changes.
War is eternal. All right. So that was your turn because you drew your pistol, fired. That was your 2 simples. What do you wish to do for your...
Move back towards Boxcar.
Okay, so you're kind of moving towards the cover a little bit better and stuff like that? Okay, sounds good.
I don't want to be near the psycho with the fiber blades.
All right. So at that point, it is Cena's turn. And Cena has taken 5 damage from damage. So he's going to take a -1 for wound penalties. Because it's every 4 boxes takes you a -1 for wound penalties. So he is going to take 1 from that. He is moving. So the attacker is running. So he's going to take a -2 from that as well. So that's a total of -3 that he is going to make on his attack. His skill is a 3, so it's going to be a wash on a 2d6. He only gets a 4. Now, melee is an opposed roll, which means that you also get to roll your melee.
Weapon?
Yep, your melee weapon skill. He is running, so that is going to be a -2 from him running. You are not moving, so that is the only minuses that you will have. You will add your skill, of course, in your linked attributes.
I think I failed.
-4 margin of success. So yes, you both failed in that, so neither one of you do damage. He comes up to you and you kind of side check and flurry, and there's a couple of knives and he flips it around behind, and you even did that drop maneuver where you tried to stab him in the gut, but no. That's kind of what happened there. Flurry of expert maneuvering.
Hey, point of order, what happens when 2 vibroblades impact each other?
It sounds
You get that vibrating toothbrush on the sink sound where it's like,
I was worried hypersonic blades go.
Oh yeah.
Any fillings you have are going nuts right now.
Gone. For his second simple action, he is going to make another attack roll. You can take another inconsequential to get a roll against him. He did roll a 7 this time, but with the minuses, nope, that puts him exactly at a 7, which is what he needed. But you got a 3 margin of success, so you beat him. Your margin is bigger than his margin.
Wait.
So you got 3 margin, he got a 0 margin. So your total margin of success is the difference, is a 3. You can choose one of 2 things. You can just block it, or you can do damage back to him.
Oh, I'm
It's
doing
up
damage.
to you.
I'm doing
Okay.
damage.
Your Bible Blade is a 6M2, which the 6 is greater than his armor, so it goes right through the armor. So you'll do 2 plus 1/4 of your margin, round up. So that's 2 extra points from that. So you'll do a total of 4 to him. Four, six,
He's still breathing, though.
and he takes 1 more fatigue. And now he is at a -2 for his wound penalties. And we move back to the top.
Wait,
with
do I
Box-
get to attack him now with my held
yep,
action?
you held your actions. That's right.
Yeah. So I'm
So
gonna
now you can make your attack against him, and he will try to defend at a worse for the wear, or margin of success. Now there's an additional choice because your skill with melee weapons is over 2,
Yeah.
and he got a 3 margin of success. So you beat him by 1. But because you have a weapon skill of greater than 2, you can choose to do fatigue damage with this attack if you want to keep him up.
You mean instead of knock him out?
Instead, you're going for knockout. You're not trying to kill him, you just want him unconscious.
That's true. I don't really want to kill him.
And
Yeah.
it's up to you.
No, I don't want to kill him. But I do want to incapacitate him so that he can't shoot anybody or slice anybody. Or I want to win, but I don't want him to die.
So
You
you
know?
will do 3 straight fatigue damage to him.
Yeah.
That puts him at 5 total fatigue.
That puts him at 5 total fatigue, so he's taking another -2. So he's taking -2 from his standard wounds. He's taking -2 from his regular wounds, and so he is not long for this world. I'm going to say that gave us, due to the difficulties, we of course went a little bit more time than we wanted, and you are easily going to take him out. Like, it is very obvious from this combat.
Can I just toss something in on this? Because we're sitting in front of a wheeling janitor's cart.
Yep.
Can I just look at Burnout? We grab the cart and just slam him into the wall.
I would like to cinematically finish him off. So yes, absolutely, 100%. You can do that. So you kind of wheel the cart around, and Burnout just picks up what you were dropping down and grabs the other end as you guys nail him against the wall, knocking him unconscious, and he is out.
Yeah.
And so that is that. We're going to fade from this scene. We're going to assume that the authorities came, Billy had him picked up, and everything like that. Do you want to question
Clean up in the hallway.
Do you want to figure out what was going on and question him and finish this off with a role-playing scene? Or are you guys just good at knowing that the bad guy got caught?
I gotta know that Maya gets out.
Yeah, we gotta get Maya out. I think that's the more important scene for us. I think that I'll say the theories that Joe has as Boxcar is like, I'm pretty sure that he's just been buying out techs that are down on the luck so we could get into it. He might be trying to screw us over.
Yeah.
Given the fact that he's sending off to Dracona's Combine, that could mean he's FedCom, because we've had the Federated Sons, because we're immortal. The Immortalis has had ties to Liren in the past, so he's probably trying to keep us out of the game, thinking that we might side with Steiner.
Since you want the scene with Maya,
Yeah,
I'm just going to forward that Billy will share information with you, because he's that kind of a cop. The guy doesn't work for anybody but the word of Blake. He is a spy.
he's a wobby.
Yeah.
Oh man, we let him off too easy.
Yeah.
Can we go back?
Yeah, rewind a little bit. No, we're just tink.
Word of Blake. Word of Blake in the Battletech universe is a big bad. They were information gatherers for a long time before the jihad happened, which is way, way down the timeline. The jihad will happen where they will nuke entire planets, trying to take over the world and send the entire universe into a dark age. But during this time period, they were information gatherers, watching people's movements. They wanted somebody on the inside of the Immortalis to get hired by Victor Steiner Davion, and he was sent to infiltrate the Immortalis. He paid off Mateo to send his encrypted messages. When Maya accidentally started to get suspicious of Mateo, he he decided he needed to take Maya out, but he couldn't do it to himself. He couldn't draw suspicion. So instead, he framed her for him cleaning up one of his loose ends.
Is Allison fine, or is Allison dead too? By this time,
Allison is still alive because he did not get to her. And maybe we'll do something with that later on, as she will be reprimanded and stuff as all of this comes out. Right? But the scene with Maya. Maya is released from her holding block, and she immediately comes up to grab the three of you in a large hug. I can't believe it. Thank you so much for believing in me.
Just let you rot away in a prison cell, you know. What? None of it made sense.
I just can't believe that the word of Blake was behind this.
That you managed to find
incredulous. Yes, I can.
You managed to find a holovid plot. That's impressive.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought he was sneaking in to like message his family or something, or that he was the spy. Didn't think that he was passing messages for another person.
Hey, at least at this point, you're important enough to frame. So that's something to look forward to.
Well, hopefully the rest of this trip goes uneventful. And
Go get changed. Go get changed. We're going to go get some pudding.
All of it, everybody here should watch.
All right, folks. If you're hearing us right now, the very, very last moment you have to put hashtag REMPC into the chat. And you have about 30 seconds to do that, because we're going to get a wheel popping up pretty soon.
Too late.
Oh, hey, we got a wheel. Look at that.
Missed it.
I was clicking over from Roll20.
The wheel is already up. But so let's go ahead and go around and everybody shout out some of the things that they're doing. The people might want to check out and everything like that. We'll start off with Professor. Do you have anything that you want to shout out?
Yeah. Hey, go check out my YouTube where I talk about not Battletech mechs for the most part. That is Professor Otaku D2 on YouTube. You can also pick up the latest Shrapnel, in which I have my freshman Battletech short story in there. So please get excited and check that out, and please validate my need for feedback.
All right, Clockwork.
Hi, Clockwork Tuba on Twitch, on YouTube. Those are the two main things I've been doing right now. Basically playing games, then uploading the VODs. Currently, if you are interested in finding out more mysteries of people who have died, I'm playing The Root Trees Are Dead, a mystery genealogy game where you have to use the internet to find like how people are related and who their jobs are and get pictures of them. It's actually a lot of fun. Kind of addicted to it. But yes, gotta love it. I haven't written anything for Catalyst or Battletech yet. Who knows?
T-Rex.
Yeah. Hey, everybody. Hey, if you're watching this and you don't usually hang out with us on Thursday nights to watch Shadowrun, you should do that, because me and Red are doing that. That's same time, same bat time, same bat channel. Just show up right here every Thursday. We're doing something different, something weird. I'm also on the Rough Magic Games Twitch on Sundays, every other Sunday, with a Pathfinder stream. We're doing Giant Slayer, but I don't like to slay the giants. I make them my friends. And what else can I tell you? Oh, the other thing I'm really excited about, this coming up here soon. I'm working with Out of Depth Games for a new podcast using the Knave 2E system, which is very inventory based. It's very interesting. We're playing Katek, which are the creators' versions of dwarves on a dark fantasy journey. I did a Call of Cthulhu podcast with them last season, so I'm really excited. You can see parts of Session 0 on YouTube. You can find me on YouTube. That's probably where you can find most of my stuff, and then I'll like see you on the internet.
No, and sorry, one last thing is if you are getting Shadowrun withdrawals and miss Teslin's pretty face, this Tuesday on Shadow of Nox, we'll be doing Shadowrun as well. at 8 p.m. Eastern in order to, and actually it's in the shared world with the Gen Con TV Emerald Glitch games, and apparently some of the stuff that they've been shenaniganing about is going to start bleeding over into the Tuesday night game and screwing us over, and not vice versa like it usually is.
And I've been your GM Red. Hopefully that you enjoyed our small little tale, even though we had a couple of bumps in the roads and everything like that, and you enjoyed the little mystery. You can find me, of course, on Emerald Glitch on Thursday nights at this same bat time, same bat channel. And then sometimes I'm over with the Nox crew on Tuesdays whenever I get free time to do that and play with Tuba and them. So definitely check all of those out. But if you want to win a 6th edition book, I think we've got a roll for you. So we're going to go ahead and roll that wheel and see who wins.
Did you guys not know I was Billy the whole time?
Whoa!
Dun, dun, dun.
You can also check out Tyler,
this cam was
or you can also
way too-
check out him on Emerald Glitch as well.
Hi, I'm just
We
here
would
to
have got
roll the
away with
wheel.
it too if it wasn't for that damn buck.
Hey, you guys, it's that doppelganger that you listen to. Okay, so if you don't already see your name in here and you want to type in a lot, if you really like gambling, just throw in a rem PC and you can see your name. I like throwing in a reroll in here, so right now that is Hollow Dog. So
Hollow Dog.
previously known as Hot Dog of Light. What?
So it's a hollow dog, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try not to give it away by my reaction and spinning.
You alright, buddy?
I think that was
There we
like
go.
Woot woot.
I think that was like the 3rd time in a row. That's insane.
But okay, but wait, I clearly already have this. Who's this?
Yes.
A shout out to Moon Knight with the cool screen name. Do they want it instead? Who's that? Who dat?
Oh,
What?
Moon Knight 73?
Yeah, they got a cool screen name.
Named superheroes.
That's who still around.
Moon Knight,
Moon Knight, if
Moon Knight, if you are within the sound of our voices, make sure your whispers are open, as you'll get something from Honey Bea.
Moon Knight, you got it. Here, let me just, for posterity's sake, and rolling. I should have left the hot dog of light on there. All right.
Shut up.
Well,
That would have been really funny.
And there it is.
perfect. Just so that we can get the real
Wow,
screen.
All right. Thank you all. Thank you for coming and watching us. Next week, we'll be back to Shadowrun and everything like that. Come in, tune in, and watch the craziness ensue. You all have a good night.